Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Ask Me Any Stocks live session. If you guys can see and hear me, you can see my screen as well. Just do me a favor, type a GM for good morning. Let me just acknowledge all of you for being early today. Good morning. All right. Hi, good morning, Treaty as well. All right, good morning, Esther. Hi, Jane. Morning. Good morning as well. Okay, good. Seems like this is working today. Welcome, guys, to our Friday weekly Ask Me Any Stock session. So I've missed the last two sessions. If you've been following us, I was like kind of like holidaying in Japan, Hokkaido, with my family, right? Yeah, I felt the earthquake as well. But thankfully, everything went well, right? Everything, we're back safe. I just got back this morning, all right? So very good to see a lot of you joining us today. Welcome to the Ask Me Any Stocks AMAS session. Today will be the Singapore edition session. And with me, all right, my team as well, Bervin and Jia Yi. All right, so good morning. Let's go ahead to get started. So very quickly, right, I'll do a quick market outlook. All right, we'll look at the S&P 500 index, maybe a quick update on what has happened over the past few weeks. Where are some of the key resistance, or where's some bargain hunting can come back again? Am I looking to be more bullish as we head into 2026 or not? Right? Let's find out as well on that. All right. Good morning. All right. And after that, as the title of the show goes, right, that's where we'll cover the Singapore stocks that you guys are asking about as well, right? So you can type it in the chat in a bit, all right? Give us a bit of context so that we know, all right, what are you looking to buy, to sell, to hold? You bought it last year, last month, what price, right? So that's where I think it could be a bit more personalized that way. All right, cool. So that's what we do. We cover the stocks. And of course, at the end as well, there'll be 3 bonus stocks that me, Bervin, and my team, Jia Yi, will share as well. So make sure you stay all the way to the end. And before we begin, guys, would it be okay if you help us to like and share? How much like and share so that we can reach out to more people? All right, would it be okay first? Go ahead to like and share. Thank you so much. I'll give you guys like maybe 30 seconds to do that. All right, thank you so much. All right, like and share. There we go. I think there's a heart shape button somewhere, right? So just give us all the hearts, like, and of course, make sure you subscribe to our channel as well. We're live on YouTube as well on Facebook, so that when we go live, you will be alerted as well, right? So thank you so much. Right, so let's go ahead to get started, right? So for those of you who have not met me before, my name is Joey, right? Joey Choy, top tier retail trader in Phillips Securities. I've been doing this for more than, I would say, 15 years now, right, in the market. My forte is in stocks, Singapore stocks, US stocks, a bit of Hong Kong stocks, but mainly stocks. So if you're looking at anything to do with stocks, specifically for today, right, is Singapore stocks, you are in the right place, right? You're in the right place. And that's where we're going to cover my one good trend strategy and give you a quick opinion, right, based on the strategy that I've been using for more than 15 years now and how we actually have a tool, right, or an indicator. I call this the One Good Trend Pro indicator, whereby it gives us, in a matter of seconds, a quick opinion on what to do, whether to buy, to sell, to wait, to do nothing. All right, and that's what we use to help you analyze the Singapore stocks that you are asking as well. All right, so today will be quite fast. All right, we're going for maybe about 1.5 to maybe 2 hours. All right, I don't have time to share the entire strategy. So if you want to find out a little bit more about the entire One Good Trend strategy, what you could do is to attend a free webinar. All right, team, you just place the link in the chat, right? So attend a free webinar, right? Click on it, register for it. We have one at the beginning of 2026, I think 6th of January, all right, a few 2 or 3 weeks time. Click on it, register for it, and that's where I look forward to share with you guys a bit more on the entire strategy. All right, so link is right in the chat. Okay, so let me just go ahead to introduce my team member as well. In fact, if you have been joining us, guys, Z is usually joining us as well. Bervin, of course, we have Jia Yi joining us as well. But Z today is on holiday. I think Z got a quick video to play. Maybe Bervin can just play a quick video on Z. I think she's like currently holidaying in Japan. I just came back and she went there like a few days back. Right, let's just see what.
Hi guys, I'm currently in Japan right now, and I'm currently at Nara Park right here. Yeah, I think thank you for your support for the whole year around, and I believe today you guys are in good hands with Joey being back together with Bervin and Jia Yi as well. So I can't wait to join you guys again and see you guys back in January. And in the meantime, I wish you guys a happy year-end holiday. Bye bye.
All right. So that was Z, right? She's currently traveling in Japan. All right. And those of you who miss like Z sharing, not to worry, she'll be back soon. All right. And that's where she'll give you kind of like her analysis on the stocks that you guys are asking about, right? So yeah, but let me go ahead to introduce another of my team member, Bervin. All right. Bervin is here today. Bervin is one of the top brokers under me in Philip Securities, conducting our group coaching sessions, our one-on-one calls, our mentees, assisting our team's portfolio manager with the portfolio management business as well. And Bervin is a CFA chartered holder, right? So maybe I can pass on the mic to Bervin, right? To share a bit on himself. Maybe are you traveling anywhere, Bervin, yours?
All right. Thanks, Joey. Okay, welcome back also, Joey. I mean, hopefully you enjoyed your holiday in Japan with your family as well. Okay, so first of all, I think I would like to thank everybody because I just took a look this morning. I think we have been doing this AMAS consistently for slightly more than a year already because we started last December. Wow, so it's been a year. So some of you guys have joined us maybe like 52 times or more than 52 times. Or think about it, 52 times 2 hours each time. How many hours have you devoted, to learning, to finding out more about your stocks as well? I think that deserves a round of applause, lah. For sure. I mean, we really, really thank you guys for the support, throughout this whole year, 2025.
Thank you so much, man. Almost a year.
Right.
It's really 1 year of it. All right. Finally, the year has come to almost an end. Yeah.
All right. So I think one more Friday to the end of the year. Next Friday will be the last Friday, and today I think will be the last AMAS on 2025. But am I traveling anywhere, or because we all go on holiday? No, we are just taking a break. We'll be here, but we'll be here in Singapore, some of us, but we're just taking a break to just take a step back first lah. Yeah, okay. So I think Jia went to Japan also. Joey went to Japan. I think Z is now in Japan, but later I go Don Donki lah. So because I'm not going to Japan, I'm not traveling anywhere. So if you guys are still wants to reach out to us, we'll still be here to guide you guys. All right. Okay. So before we head into 2026, I think market has been volume has come down a little bit, but volatility remains quite high. I think there is still a lot of opportunities in the market. So we hope that you guys can continue to support us coming into 2026. And if you would like to hit the like and share button so we can help to reach out to more people as well in 2026. All right. Okay. So now I'll pass the time back to Joey to introduce our newest host for the AMAS as well.
All right. Thank you so much, Bervin, for a quick introduction of yourself. And today, guys, we have another of my team member who is stepping up, right? Jia, one of the top brokers, all right, I would say in Philip Securities under me, right, handling thousands of clients, all right, assisting our clients, advising our clients, technical analysis. He's perhaps one of the most proficient in terms of the entire One Good Trend Pro indicator, right? Very strong in the entire One Good Trend strategy. He can read the trends like nobody else. Even sometimes I do ask him for advice as well, all right? And Jia is right here with us, right? Also assisting our team's group coaching, our one-on-one call with our mentees. And I'm so happy that Jia has finally joined us, all right? I think he joined last Friday, right? But today he's with me, all right? And that's where I can't wait for him to see how he analyzes some of the stock that you guys are asking about, right? So let me pass on the mic to Jai. Maybe you can share a bit on yourself, right? Jai, go ahead.
Hey, thank you, Joey. So nice to see everyone here this morning. So I think some of you guys might already know me through Philip Security. I've been assisting Joey with all the operations, client servicing, and also trade execution since 2023. So over the past few years, 2-3 years, I've been learning a lot and also build meaningful connections and helping whoever that I can. So it's glad to see that now I'm stepping up. I'm able to bring more value to all of you guys with the experience that I've gained. So hope that the AMS will be able to add value to you guys as well. And I'm glad to be part of these AMS and moving forward, bring value to everyone that I come across. So that's a brief introduction about myself. And now I'll pass my time back to Joey again.
All right. Okay, very good. So now let me go ahead to get started. Thank you so much, Jai, for doing a quick introduction. Very glad that Jai, you'll be able to add value to all of you as well. All right, and let's get started, right? So very quickly, right, a quick disclaimer, guys. That's what we do every single session, right? This entire session, this live AMAS call, right, is just for education purposes only, right? So please do your own due diligence. I'm not really asking you to buy or sell anything or not to buy or not to sell, all right? We'll show you guys the process, our thought, an opinion, all right, based on my strategy, based on the tools that we're using, all right, and you control your own decisions. Sounds good? All right, so let's get started right now. Let me go to share my screen right now, and let's talk about the markets, right? This type of M for market, guys. What is AMAS? AMAS is a short form for Ask Me Any Stocks, all right, which is the name for today's session, Singapore edition. Type of M for market, guys. If you want me to cover the markets right now, maybe we can talk very quickly about the S&P 500 index, all right, and then maybe the Straits Times index, since we're looking at the Singapore market today, right? Type of M for market, let me know. Okay, yep, Jia Yi is over here. Great to see you here. Thank you so much for giving Jia Yi the good welcome as well. Right, awesome. All right, so I think we have quite a lot of you joining us. Dave as well. Styler, good to see you here as well. Emily M. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, now, very simple. Okay, this is the S&P 500 index, and let me do a quick update of what has happened over the past few weeks. So you've been following the markets, right? Just last week, finally, the Federal Reserve has done the third rate cut this year by 0.25%. All right, so that is where now the Fed fund rate is about 3.5%. Right, and the market started to rally last week when the third rate cut was actually implemented and announced. All right, of course we started to see a bit of profit taking again. Same old concerns that has been since 1-2 months back about AI valuations, right? So there's some concerns about AI valuations on Nvidia, Broadcom, becoming ahead of the fundamentals, all right? And people are kind of like taking profit on some of the AI tech space as well, and funds are shifting a little bit into the other sectors like the financials, the utilities, the healthcare as well. So there's kind of like a bit of a sector rotation out of the AI tech place as we head to the end of the year. But overall, I mean, later we can take a look at some of the Singapore tech stocks as well if you guys want. But I think overall, we're still seeing a lot of strength in the Singapore market, right? But let's take a look at the S&P 500 index to see what are some of the key levels to actually watch right now. So let me go to take a look at this very key resistance. I would say the 6,900. That would be a very key psychological resistance that we've been trading below for almost 2 months now. All right, look at this, right? We touched, we came down, we rebounded, touched, came down. 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, we touched, we came back down again, right? So that is a very key psychological resistance level whereby we definitely want to break that to see more upside as we begin 2026, all right? Overall, I would say that the longer term trend is up. Just take a look at what we call the red line, 100 days moving average, and the blue line. So red is above the blue, both pointing up. So longer term trend is up. This has been up since, like I would say, July, August. Longer term trend started to take shape, right? The short term trend, look at the green line, you see, right, was like up since May. We saw a very good recovery after the sell down in March, April due to Trump tariffs, right? So we saw the short term trend reversing back up from down, the green line. Started to point up. There we go. But over the past 2 months, you can see that the green line has started to flatten out. It just been a bit of a short-term consolidation, right, for the entire market, right? And that would be the range right now. I would say 6,550 to about 6,900. Look at this, right? It's like going up and then down, up, then down, up, down, maybe up again, right? So it's kind of like consolidating in this range from, to keep it simple, 6,550 to 6,900. If the 6,900 to give way, great. I think targets could be revised even higher. We could do a little bit of a projection from here all the way back up. I think that's where targets could be maybe all the way to even that 7,250 to 7,300 as well for the S&P 500 index. All right, so this is kind of like the chart, but I've done a manual analysis just by looking at the key support and resistance and also the moving averages. Now let's take a look at what we call the one good trend pro indicator that I've been using, and it gives us an opinion, not just on the stocks but also on the markets in seconds, right? So you can see right over here, I can turn on the buy and sell signals on any asset classes. This is the market, also can, all right? Turn it on, pump. Few seconds later, you can see that that's where we have a couple of bullish and bearish signals. So it's not always green bullish. Sometimes got red color bearish, and then you go and buy, then you get stuck. So you don't buy when you see a bearish signal, right? You want to buy when you see a bullish signal. So that bullish signal gives us that added confirmation, right? In terms of a reversal happening or in terms of the uptrend continuing, right? So if you look at this, right? In April, we got a bullish signal, another one, and what happened? All the way up, another bullish signal, all the way up. So when we got bearish signal, that's where we could see some selling pressure. That doesn't mean it's going to crash. I mean, it's going to go all the way down. No, it just means that we're seeing a bit of profit taking. You could take some profit if you want. It's kind of like a confirmation whereby some heavy selling has indeed returned, all right? And that's how we can use the bearish signal to get out and take some profit as well. Does it make sense about? All right. And you can see over the past 1-2 weeks, we got a new 1GT bullish signal coming out for the entire S&P 500 index. So not too bad, I would say, right? At least some strength is coming out. We have rebounded from the 6550 support level. A bullish signal has appeared. The green 20 days moving average line. All right, you can see the green 20 days moving average line that represents the short-term trend. It's starting to turn up as well. So not too bad, all right? We're looking at some strength coming back. The only thing, as I say, right, is that we need to cross the 6,900 resistance level for the S&P 500 index. If that happens, I can tell you guys, that is where this bullish signal will appear. I mean, it will play out. It will play out. We could start to see the next phase of upside all the way to 7,250 to 7,300. Cool. All right. So that is the S&P 500 index. Not too bad. I'm looking for hopefully a very bullish year for 2026 as more rate cuts comes in. So they're kind of like earmarking about maybe 1 or 2 more rate cuts maybe at the beginning of the year. The Federal Reserve want to look at more data like inflation data, jobs data as well. But I think that will become like the main headline news that people are looking at as well. All right, Ken. So this is the S&P 500 index. Let me go to move on to maybe the Straits Times index, right? Since we're looking at the Singapore market today, right? So very quickly, where's the Straits Times index? There we go. So you can see this is the STI, Singapore STI. So I can tell you guys, I mean, I've been in the market for more than 15 over years now. And I would say that this year in 2025, I mean, only 2 more weeks, right? So this year will be probably one of the strongest recovery that I've seen since April. I think all of you who have been following me on our AMAS sessions, right, have heard me talk about the Singapore government's, the MES, equity market development program, right, to kind of like shore up the entire Singapore equities market, right, to revive the entire equities market. And today, all right, there was a news that came out as well, the on value unlock program. You can take a look at the Straits Times article. I kind of like got interviewed for the article as well. All right, and basically a lot of measures being introduced by the MAS to boost the entire Singapore equities market, right, whereby they have earmarked $5 billion in funds to fund managers, all right, to actually invest in Singapore equities. So I think there's like about 1.1 and $2.8 billion was earmarked to another 6 more fund managers like a few weeks back. All right, so all these measures are boosting the market. We have seen a very, very strong push, I would say, since the April sell down. Longer term trend has been up. We got a few bullish signals all the way up. A bearish signal came down for maybe 1 week. Another bullish signal, there we go. A bearish signal came down, maybe went sideways a bit, but the most recent one would be a new 1GT bullish signal, all right, which is right over here on the 6th of November last month. Look at this, right? We have pushed up a little bit more, right? So not too bad. I would say that the Singapore market is very bullish, right? And in fact, one of the most bullish year compared to more than 10-15 years that I've been in the markets, all right? Very strong due to all these measures that MAS has introduced, and I'm looking forward to see even more measures, all right, being announced as well, right? You can see right now, longer term trend is up, red and blue line both pointing up. Short term trend is still got the green line. You can see obviously pointing up right now. We got a bullish signal. Maybe what I could do is to draw this psychological resistance level for the STI, all right, and that would be the 4,600 level. All right, write it down, right? This 4,600 since like November, almost 2 months, we have traded there. Sellers came back and we retraced back down again. In fact, now we are like what, 4,572. This live, guys, right? 4,572. So it's almost 4,600, right? But we're still below, right? If we can break the 4,600, guys, I mean, that's where we see the banks like OCBC and some of the banks that has been push higher. It could lead the index higher as well. We could potentially see the next phase of upside, all right? And that's where targets could be revised higher, all right? Extrapolated from here, maybe all the way up. I would say 4,750, maybe 4,008. That could be the next upside targets, right? After 4,600. So for now, it looks bullish. Trend indicators are positive in the long term. In the short term, we got a bullish signal. We just need to get past the 4,600. Does it make sense, Bob? All right, so that's the STI. I'm looking at hopefully more upside as we push to the end of 2025, or maybe even as we begin 2026, right? So I think there's a lot of opportunities in the market, a lot of Singapore stocks that we are looking at as well. We do share some of those Singapore stocks with our clients in Phillip Securities. Let me know, guys, how many of you are actually a client of mine in Phillip Securities? That means you have a trading account under me in Phillip Securities. Type a C, guys, type a C for client. If you're a client of mine in Phillip Securities, whereby every day you got receive our, updates, ideas on some of the top Singapore stocks one. Type a C for client. Let me know. All right, type a C for client. All right, client. Well, quite a lot of clients are. All right, so we have quite a lot of clients. Thank you so much for all your support. Jesse as well, Dave, Adeline. All right, I believe every day, guys, you are receiving our daily updates by WhatsApp, ideas and stuff. And for those of you who are not yet a client, all right, you need a trading account to buy and sell stocks, right? So if you're kind of like trading and you don't have your broker don't send you anything or ideas or video or training, nobody contact you, nobody WhatsApp you, find out how you can join many of our clients over here, like Steven, like Jeff, like Janice, Vincent, Aiden. All right, the link is right in the chat. Click on it, find out how you can become a client of mine in Phillip Securities to get some of my ideas much faster by WhatsApp daily for free. Yeah, for free at no additional cost. Faster than the time on Friday whereby we do our live session like this. By the time it might have gone up a bit again So link is right in the chat. Just place the link in the chat. Link has gone up a bit again. Place the link in the chat. Click on the link, guys. Those of you who are not yet a client of mine in Phillip Securities, you are trading. You don't have any service from your own broker. Just an online platform or app. You log in and place some order. Nobody care about you, right? Link in the chat. Click on it, right? Join many of our clients over here. For those of you who are already my client, I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for allowing me and my team to assist you. All right. And any issues regarding your trading account, please feel free to just WhatsApp my team back. They'll be more than happy to assist you. Cool. All right. Okay. Very good. Now, let's go ahead to get started right now, guys. And we'll dive. I've done a quick coverage on the markets, right? The S&P 500 index and also the STI. Now, let's go ahead to cover the Singapore stocks that you guys are asking about. So very quickly, guys, go ahead to type in the chat the Singapore stocks that you want a quick opinion on. Very simple, right? What you want to do is give us a bit of context. Don't just type DBS there, like what you want to know about DBS, right? You want to buy, you want to sell, you bought what price. Right? Give us a bit of context so that when we go ahead to analyze your stock, right, we'll put it out on the screen. We'll read out your question, or what you're asking about, and then we'll analyze the stock using the one good trend strategy, right? So give us a bit of context. That's why we'll give you more priority. But you put one name there, probably we won't choose you. But you put one name there plus take 2-3 sentences, you type, we more or less will choose your comment. Does it make sense, All right, so go ahead, type in the chat, guys. Let us know what stocks you want covered. Give us a bit of a context as to why you want this stock to be covered as well, so that we will give you more priority as well. Cool? Okay, let me go ahead to look through the chat very quickly, guys. Give me some time because this is the first time I'm looking at chat. Let me go ahead to see what are some of the stocks that you guys are asking about, right? Okay, let's see what would be the first stock for today, right? Let's see. Okay, let me see. We have okay, I'm just going through. Okay, I think we can cover the first stock today. Well, quite a bit of stock. Okay, let's see what's this, right? Sega Money, right? Bought LHN at 88 cents. My mistake, not cutting loss. Want to know whether there's any good trend coming up for this stock. LHN. Let's take a look at LHN. LHN. All right, right over here, Singapore stocks. Let's go ahead to pull it out. Wow. Okay, this is LHN right over here. So you can see, guys, this is LHN, right? I mean, I've already turned on, as I say, the one good trend pro indicator, whereby, in the matter of a second, I say, right, this bullish and bearish signals on it, pump, disappear, on it, all right, off it, on it, all right. It gives you an opinion in seconds. So if you see a bearish signal, then of course don't want to buy. Look at this, we got 1, we got 2 bearish signal, all right. So Sega Money, you bought LHN at 88 cents. 88 cents means you buy maybe around, I don't know, maybe around here or around here. All right, I'm not too sure exactly where, but we can see that we went up. All right, we got a bearish signal. The short-term trend also turned down as another confirmation. We got another bearish signal. All right, so yeah, correct. Sega Money by right would have got out, would have taken some profit, because you can see, I mean, if you alerted to get in over here, look at this. When we got this bullish signal right over here in April, right? April and in May, pump. all the way up to the bearish signal, guys. 117% in 6 months. Are you guys okay with that? 117%, 117% in 6 months. So when we see a bullish signals plus some other confirmations, that's where we want to get in, ride it, look at it, 170%. And of course, if you see a bearish signal, then take some profit, get out, don't hold all the way down. All right. So for Sega Money, all right, understand that you got in maybe a bit higher, 88 cents, all right, but would need to have a plan as well. By right, we wouldn't want to get in when we see a bearish signal plus also the short-term trend turning down, because there are kind of like 2 or 3 confirmations that it is heading lower as well. Okay, now let's go back to your question. Want to know whether there's any good trend coming up for this stock? Well, I would say that right now, if you ask me very, very clearly, right, we get 2 bearish signal, okay? And let me know, guys, let's type in the chat. What do you guys think about the short-term trend right now? Is it up or down? U for up, D for down, in terms of the short-term trend for LHN that Sega Money is asking, right? Jason, which branch are you from? I'm not from any branch. I'm a remisier in Philips Securities. Jason, all right, go ahead to reach out to my team if you want your account to be under me. All right, team, just place the link in the chat again, right? For those of you asking about how to get some of those ideas daily by WhatsApp, link is right in the chat. Click on it. All right, okay. So let me know, guys, is the trend up or down in terms of the short term? Let me just go ahead to put it out, right? Down. That very down. All right, Ivan, thank you so much. Colin, down. Down, turning down. Let's see, right? Down. So I think all of you, well, not too bad, huh? It's mainly down, as you can see. So very, very simple. Why some say down, why some say up? For me, it's very simple, okay? We got a bearish signal, and this bearish signal didn't came out yesterday or last week, in October it came out. So by right, when it came out, guys, you can see, when this 1GT bearish signal actually appeared in October, what did 14 October, right over here, right? You can see, right? The green line already turned down. In fact, already turned down like maybe 3-4 days before. Then the bearish signal come out. You get me? All right. So we would, want to get out, take some profit, like I said, 170%, right? Even if there's no profit, maybe you got in later, right over here, but you still need to have a plan to get out, because we have no idea how low it can go, all right, based on a few confirmations saying that it's moving down. And look at this, right? From here, if you have got out from here to here, 31% downside. Does it make sense? Right? So we try not to hold out, okay? Now, this green line has been going down, down, down. Let's take a look at it right now. I would say that the green 20 days moving average line, it is still pointing down. Does it make sense? All right, so unfortunately, the short-term trend is still down. It's still down, right? So back to your question, Sega Money, right? Let me right over here, right? Whether there's any one good trend coming up, or maybe I think you're asking whether there's any bullish signal coming out for this stock LHN, right? Well, I would say that there isn't one right now. Okay, right now what we see is 2 bearish signals just gone down. If we have a new bullish signal like right over here, pump, okay, good, right, fine. Then maybe you could get back in again to ride the reversal. But first of all, we should not be holding all the way down first. We should get out, wait for the signal to come out, and then we get back in again. Right? Because now you get back in, okay. I mean, let's say now if it reverse back up, and then hopefully it reverse back up, then you're back to square one, because it's like you go down, then up, then you are back to the same price, correct? But if you've got out, you wait for the chance, wait for the opportunity to get back in again when you see signs of a reversal, when you see a new bullish signal, and when you see maybe the green line stop pointing down, and maybe start to like that back up, like over here, like that, over here. In fact, a bit look a bit like this. Look at these guys. We got pump, 2 bearish signal. The green line was pointing down. Wait 1-2 months. There we go. Pump. Green line turn up. There we go. So maybe you could wait for this, all right? Wait for the green line to turn back up. Wait for maybe a new, these 2 bullish signal you can take and paste over here. That's where you can think about getting it. Does it make sense? All right, and then hopefully we start to see the reversal. But right now, Sega Money, unfortunately, I don't know when the signal comes out. If it comes out, it comes out. That's where you could be alerted. What we could do is we could set an alert. So very simple, guys. For this 1GT bullish signal, we could set an alert right over here, add an alert, right? So that when any new bullish or bearish signal appears, we can be alerted. So right over here, right? Buy or sell alert only once, all right? Or once per bar, open-ended alert, pump, create. So whenever there's any bullish or bearish signal, I can be alerted. Right? Alerted by what? Alerted by there could be like a pop-up, all right? Pop-up over here. There could be an app notification. Can send me an email as well, all right? So that's what it could be alerted on, right? So that's how it could guide us to get in a game, not anyhow, when the time comes. But right now, no, it is still looking weak. We do not have any confirmation to get back in for this stock LHN. All right, so this is the first stock LHN. Let me pass on the mic to Bervin, right, to cover the next Singapore stock. Bervin, all yours.
All right, thanks, Joey. Okay, so let's see who we have here. Here we go. All right. Hi, Jim. Good morning. Bumitama Agri. I bought at 148. What should we be doing next? Okay. All right. So this is on my screen now. This is Bumitama Agri. I think very similar to LHN. It has seen quite a bullish move, towards the second half of 2025. But I think most recently, we saw weakness actually came back in. All right, so weakness actually came back in. Previously, we had 1, 2, 3 bullish signals that actually pushed prices all the way to the high of $1.60. Right, finding a temporary support right around that 145 level previously. But however, that support had now given way already. Right, so just by looking at the trend, right, just by looking at it, let me get rid of that arrow. Just by looking at that trend, the longer term trend, yes, it is definitely still intact, right? The longer term uptrend is still a little bit intact at this point, right? That is still both pointing up. The red is above the blue. That's what you like to see for a longer term trend, right? But the nearer term trend right here, or the nearer term moving average, the short term moving average, that 20 days moving average, that green line, a lot of ways to describe it, but ultimately it shows how are prices faring in the nearer term. All right, how are prices faring in the nearer term on the day where prices broke through that temporary support of about 145 at that point of time, right? 145 support at that point of time, it was broken. We had a 1 GT bearish, no longer bullish anymore, bearish signal come in. Does that mean that prices will crash down all the way to maybe $1? No, you see, it just shows that there could be signs of weakness or sellers taking over, a potential warning for you. So Jim, you had bought at about 148. I said that is actually a pretty good entry, right? You probably saw that, prices headed up to 160, came back down a little bit, but that 20 days moving average was still pointing up at the point of time when you bought in, right? When you bought in, that 20 days moving average was still looking good. Right? Everything's still pointing towards that longer term momentum could come back. But unfortunately, the market said otherwise. Sellers actually come in. You never know when sellers are going to come in. So we always want to have what we call a trading plan. All right, a trading plan. A trading plan means what? Now you have your entry. All right, buying is always easy. You got money, you can always buy. But selling is always the harder portion. Right, selling is always the harder decision to make. When do you sell? Do you sell close to the resistance? Do you sell when the support is broken? What signals or what confirmations do you want to have before you sell? All right, so in this case, I think the 1 GT bearish signal was a good sign to maybe protect a little bit of that capital as well. Let's see, 148. If we say that we place our stop limit orders just under the 145, maybe, okay, about 3 to 5 bits below, all right? So maybe about 140. That losses would be pretty much quite controlled, right? So rather than, you have prices starting to fall even lower, across a span of one day, it fell about 16, close to 16%, right? About 15 to 16% as well. Fortunately, we found a little bit of a support right around that $1.25 to about that 130 level. So buyers actually came in the early of December as well. Started to find a little bit of support there, a little bit of a slight push upwards again. But if we zoom in, this could be where we could be met with a temporary resistance as well, around the 135 level. Around the 135 level, that could be where we are met with some resistance. Right, so with that 20 days moving average, you know, pointing down right now, I think, Jim, we need to think about, right, if prices head up back towards the 145 level, the 145 resistance level, could sellers come back in once again? If sellers come back in once again, you may see prices just pretty much consolidating between the 125 and 145 level once more. Right, of course, ideally, I'll be very, very happy for you if, you know, prices head up, break above that 145 level, you know, head back towards the 160 level, and you can get out with some profits, right? You can get out with some profits. But at the present, do we see any signals that the short-term trend could be reversing? Yes, we still have prices heading up, but the 20 days moving average is currently still pointing down, right? So what do you want to do? We maybe will expect to see consolidation close to that 145 level, where the moving average could start to flatten out. All right, that is a first good sign that I think, Jim, you want to look out for as well. So once it starts to flatten out, I think that is a good sign for you. It's time to set up some alerts if prices are able to break above that 145 level. And I think you can do one even further, that you can actually, if you have the 1GT indicator, you can actually in fact set up what we call a 1GT buy or sell alert, a technical alert. All right, set up a buy or sell alert, same as the chart. Once per bar trigger, great, fantastic, just click on create. So this, what does this do? This will actually keep yourself alerted, like what Joey said. You mean you can choose, you want email notification, you want in-app notification as well. It's possible that if any new 1GT signals come out, at least you will be alerted. Why I say any new 1GT signals? If it's a buy alert, great. I think it's time to set up or time to relook at that trading plan. Maybe you can start to shift your stop losses up already. Or if you see another 1GT bearish signal actually come in, I think that is time to actually reduce some losses as well. Why? Is because it would probably mean that that 125 level would have been broken already. Last thing you want to see would be that 100 days moving average start to flatten out, instead of pointing up, starts to point down. And that is not a very, very good sign already. Then you want to consider get out first. You know, you don't want to keep your funds locked up. You don't want to keep your capital locked up. You know, there's opportunity cost. You can actually look for other opportunities in the market as well. All right, so there's one more thing I would just like to turn on here. All right, so we have a trailing support. We can turn on a trailing support and resistance if you have the 1GT Pro indicator. Currently, where there is a 1GT bearish signal, we have a trailing resistance instead of a trailing support. All right, a trailing support gives the stock room to breathe as it moves higher. All right, the space is determined by the natural volatility of the stock. So definitely if you give a stock a room to breathe, or you give anything a room to breathe, but it breaks out of that room, then it's definitely not a very good sign already. All right, so I think in the nearer term, two alerts you want to set up. First one will be one above the 145 level, maybe 146, 147. Second alert, maybe closer to the 160 level, or set up that 1GT buy or sell alert. All right, so nothing wrong, especially in cases like this. Nothing wrong if prices head back close to the 160 level, 157, 158. If you want to take some profits, take some profit. And I tell you, take full profits, take some profits first to get out. It is actually very, very okay. It is very, very okay. You get a 1/3 or half of it. You know, lock up some of those profits. Why half or why 1/3? Is because you can leave some for the upside. All right, then then you ask, hey, Bervin, why don't you just leave all for the upside? Oh, it's because previously this is where we actually saw sellers come in. All right, could the same thing happen again? Yes, it could. Could prices break through again? Yes, it could. So we don't know. So we don't know if prices will be pulling back or not. So definitely okay, definitely fine to actually take some profits while shifting the stop loss up for the remaining of your position. All right, so Jim, I think for Bumitama now, you want to monitor for the nearer term moving average to start to show some signs of recovery, some signs of buyers coming back to take control, maybe even some bullish or bullish candlesticks as well. But that is part of the 1GT, the entire 1GT framework that we are using or what Joey have actually come up with as well. Of course, we don't have time to go through the entire framework to get the confirmations today as well. But I think Joey has a webinar at the start of 2026 that he has already set up. So I think if you want to find out a little bit more, just find out a little bit more. It's completely free to join this webinar. I think you can just click the link in the chat right there to actually sign up for the webinar. I think it was on the 6th of January. I think that is where you can get the most value out of the entire, find out a little bit more about the 1GT framework. I think it will help, complement your trading experience as well. All right, so I think without further ado, I think I'll pass the time back to Joey to cover the next stock.
All right, thank you so much, Bervin, as well. Right, very good. Basically, I think Bervin mentioned about the webinar, right? So yes, indeed, guys. Let me just get to put it out on my screen, right? So, click on the link. Click on the link in the chat. That is where that's where you kind of like see this page turns up. You can see the next webinar, the One Good Trend webinar, will be on the 6th of January. So we don't have any in December. We're kind of like taking a break. This is not really a full-time job. All right, I'm just doing my best to share as well on the entire strategy, on the tools that we're using, the frameworks, all right, the entire flow and process. So the next webinar, 6th of Jan 2026, 7:30 p.m. Click on the link in the chat. You come to this page, register for it. These are the 3 secrets that we talk about. And also, I will share with you guys on how we actually filter and sift out the top, 1% of stocks in seconds before we know exactly what to do with them, right? Whether to buy or sell them. All right, so that's what will be covered as well. Okay, Ken? So link in right in chat. We click on it. And I look forward to share more about the entire strategy. Okay, now, let's go ahead to move on to the next stock, all right? And I think that would be on this stock called Marcopolo Marine, all right? So this is asked by RLTKW, right? 993. You mentioned to whether is it to hold, all right? So I believe you have already bought the stock. You're holding on to it, maybe to hold some more or to sell, all right? But you're scared to sell and have to go up some more, right? Wasted, right? So, so I believe. Let me know what price do you get in if you're over here? LTKW993. Did you buy the stock at a much lower price? If you can type in the chat, that would be more helpful, right? But I believe you would have the stock and you're looking to ride it even further, but you're not too sure whether you should sell as well. All right, let me know if you're here, right? What price do you get in? Do you get in last week, last month, last month? Over here, 5 seconds. There. LTKW, Marcopolo. Okay, never mind. Right, maybe let me just go very quickly. All right, on Marcopolo. So what do you guys think about this stock first of all? Right, is it more up or more down? U for up, D for down. What do you guys think about this stock, Marcopolo Marine? Right, TK of the 9.55 cents. Thank you so much. 55 cents. So you got it at 55 cents. I think 0.55 lah. Right, 0.55 cents. Correct. Okay, very good. So now it's 0.166. You got it at 0.055. Oh, that's a very good price, Or is it 0.155? That's amazing. I mean, if you got it at 0.55 cents, right? That means 0.055. That is a very, very good price. All right, definitely has gone up by quite a bit. Okay, let's see, right? Up. Adeline, thank you so much, Benjamin. We have Ing Tiong as well. Up. Very good. I would say that the trend for Marcopolo Marine has been up. I would say Marcopolo Marine since July, right? Since when they announced the entire equity market development program, it is definitely one of those companies benefiting, all right, as a small to mid caps, benefiting, right, from the entire push, all right, by MES, and there's all these measures that are being announced, all right? Because Marcopolo Marine, it's not really a big cap like DBS and what, right? I mean, it's a kind of like small to mid cap. You see a lot of funds are flowing to it as well. We have seen a very, very strong uptrend since July. Look at the long-term trend. Look at the red and blue line. It's been up since like August. The green line that represents the short-term trend has been up since July. Right? Look at the green line. All right, very quickly. Up, maybe flat a bit and up. I think now still pointing up lah. Correct? So the short-term trend is up. The long-term trend also up. Does it make sense, All right. Now, let's go ahead to turn on and see if we could actually had some other bullish confirmations to actually get back in. I mean, to ride the upside based on the entire one good trend strategy, right? So let me just go to pull out the comment, right? Marcopolo Marine. Let's go to turn on the 1GT Pro indicator in terms of the bullish and bearish signals, right? To see if, did we actually have some bullish signals coming out over the past few months that could have guided us to ride the upside. All right, let's turn it on. Pump. And there we go. Look at this right over here, guys. We actually got a new 1GT bullish signal even before July. That was in kind of like in 6th of June to be exact, right over here. And we have rallied up by quite a fair bit. In fact, from here, we got a bullish signal all the way to now. How many percent? 276%. Yeah. 276% in like 1, 2, 3, 4, in like 6 months. Right? Who says Singapore stocks cannot be strong? All right. Who says Singapore stocks are boring? Right? I know US stocks can be quite fast as well, but guys, 276%. All right, in about 5-6 months. Right? Pretty good, right? So very good. ILTKW, you got in maybe about 0.055, maybe somewhere over here. All right, not too sure, but maybe you saw the bullish signal. You've got in great 276%, and you're still holding on to it, right? Question: should you hold some more? Right? Maybe you can go up some more, right? Now 276, maybe it can be 300, 350, 400, right? Don't know, right? Well, what are the things that you could look out for to get out? Very simple, right? Right now you can see longer term trend is up, short term trend is up, the bullish signals are still in play. And I could quickly turn on what we call the trailing support, one of the very powerful features, right? I would say a very strong confirmation from the One Good Trend Pro indicator as well. Let's turn it on and see, right? So I think Bervin has talked about it, right? But essentially, you can see once I turn it on, there we go. Can you see? So look at this green line over here. Okay, this green line, all right? It's off, on. Can you see, guys, right over there? That is what we call the trailing support level, right? So this trailing support, you see, when the bullish signal pops up, we have a trailing support, which is a line that trails, that follows Marcopolo Marine as it moves higher, as it moves sideways. All right, see, go up, it follow up, follow up, follow flat, follow flat, follow from 0.044 cents, now follow until 14 cents. It follows it as it moves up, but you don't follow too close, like give it the space to breathe. It accounts for the natural volatility of a stock. So any slight natural pullback, go down a bit, actually it's okay on that. As long as you're above the trailing support line. Does it make sense? And that would be another confirmation. As you can see, right, we have been above this trailing support that has been giving it the space since June, all the way to now. Are we still above? Yeah, still above, right? In fact, you can see, right, we are above. In fact, there's still some space between the price and the trailing support level. So as long as you stay above, still okay. In fact, I would say right now, we maybe would have found a higher horizontal support around that 15 cents, 0.150. There's a horizontal support that we've been holding above over the past 1 over week. The horizontal support, but the trailing support is slightly lower. Why? Because it's got space, all right. So if we are above the trailing support and also the horizontal support, then even better, all right. But very good. Why I want to cover this stock? Because I can see that right now, guys, you don't put it in your watch list. In fact, I think this stock, I got my team to send out to our clients as well by WhatsApp daily. As I say, guys, those of you who want to get some of those ideas much faster by WhatsApp, click on the link in the chat, find out how you can become a client of mine in Phillip Securities to get some of those ideas much faster. I think we got my team to send out on this stock a couple of months back, weeks back, maybe somewhere over here. I mean, it already gone up already, right? But it seems like we are attempting to push even higher because today is the Friday, 19 December. We are attempting to break this 0.160 resistance. Look at this, right? We have been consolidating below, attempted to test it, bearish candles, and then pump. Today, we have gone above it, 0.165, which is above 0.160, but of course, the market haven't closed yet. But I think if we can close and stay above 0.160 today or next week, right, next few days, that could be where we could start to see more upside. Targets could maybe be revised all the way to like, let's go to do a bit of a projection, right? From here, maybe all the way up, maybe to 0.180, maybe to 20 cents as well. That could be the upside targets, right? So not too bad. This is Marcopolo Marine, right? So back to your question, right? I think it's good to hold because nothing wrong to take some profit if you want, if we hit some resistance, but right now everything is still looking bullish. We are not getting any bearish signals. Trend indicators are positive. We are tending to break the 0.160 resistance to push higher. So that could actually offer more upside as well. All right, so this is Marcopolo Marine, not too bad. One of the Singapore stocks that we shared with our clients in Phillip Securities by WhatsApp. So those of you who got the idea, you got in, great. You're probably sitting on profits. Well, want to take steps to protect your profits as well. Don't buy hold all the way. You see bearish signal, you still hold all the way down there. Of course, don't do that, right? But right now, don't have. So continue, right? Continue riding, while protecting your profits. Make sense, right? So hopefully this 276% will become 300%. Right? So that is for Marcopolo Marine. Let me pass on the mic to Bervin, and after that, maybe Jai can cover one stock as well. Bervin, back to you.
All right, thanks, Joey. Okay, yeah, Marcopolo Marine is one of the one that really ran up very quickly. Next up, we have Lily. Welcome back. Sheng Siong bought at 2.64. Recently, price has dropped. Is it a good buy at a lower price? Okay, let's just pull up Sheng Siong. Okay, let's see. Here we have Sheng Siong. I think Sheng Siong was one of those stocks that I think Joey have covered quite a little bit, and a lot of updates has been sent out to clients as well under him. So I think what really stands out for me for Sheng Siong is actually, if you look before May, this stock or this Sheng Siong hasn't been moving pretty much just slipping. Not much movement the entire year. It can just be a little bit flat, trading within a range. But after May, or just during the start of May, as prices started to break higher, showed signs of renewed strength. The 20 days moving average started to point up. Red above the blue started to point up. Everything started to point up. The first 1 GT bullish signal had actually shown up right there as well. Prices ran up very quickly. All right, so there's just as a reference, all right, so just from the first 1 GT bullish signal up to today, there is still a 61% gain. All right, you don't take into account the high, okay? You just take into account if you had bought there and then sold today, you were made about 61%. Okay, definitely not as much as Marcopolo Marine 200%, but 61% is still not too bad, right? Still not too bad for a counter like Sheng Siong that has been a sleeping giant, I would say, for so many years. All right, so I think, what does it look like right now? Maybe in the chat, guys, can we help out Lily here as well? Would you like to buy Sheng Siong at this current price? Buy Sheng Siong, or would you like to wait? All right, so B for buy, W for wait. All right, let's help Lily out here for Sheng Siong. All right, so wait, Jared. Jared says wait. Ivan says wait. User says wait. Lina says wait. RLTK, congratulations on Marcopolo Marine, but he says wait. All right, okay. Colin says wait. All right, so pretty much majority of you guys are saying wait. Okay, so here's what we are waiting for. I will agree with you also, but here's what we are waiting for. I think a little bit of profit taking actually is quite okay. It's quite normal. And in fact, I welcome it as well. Why? It is because prices have moved up very quickly over the span of 7 months. All right, broke above the 190 level. All right, reached the $2 psychological level, found a little bit of a resistance at 220. Sellers actually come back in over the span of from July to about October, 3 months, consolidating between that range, very quickly pushed to $2.50. Breached it, tested, breached it, and then tested the $2.75 level. All right, tested the $2.75 level. Then sellers actually came in after consolidation and not being able to break through. You see a little bit of profit taking come in. All right, so let me just delete the immediate resistance to form a larger range. Do we see that? Could there be a potentially larger range that is forming? That 250 to that 275 level. All right, 250 to 275 level. Could it be the same thing that it happened back then in July up to here? A consolidation for a while, right? Went up to $2.20, came back down. Same thing here, went up to 275 and then came back down. Right? So you see the moving average back then, as you look like very similar. It was going up a little bit and then started to point down. Going up a little bit, starting to point down. Could we see what are we looking for next? What are we waiting for next? Waiting for it to stabilize, waiting for prices or that 20 days moving average to stabilize, show a little bit of sign of stabilization. Right, then starting to point up, right? Same like what we see in the past. So that is one sign that we could potentially see that we are in a consolidation range and we could potentially break higher as long as prices have stabilized. A little bit of a bullish candlestick, showing up 2 days ago on Tuesday as well. A little bit of hammer right there, close to that support. All right, so we got buyers. We got buyers that are still keen to accumulate. Doesn't mean buyers don't want to accumulate anymore. We still got buyers keen to accumulate if prices hit closer to that $2.50 level. Why? Because the longer term uptrend is still pretty much intact. Right? Playing a little bit of a catch up with the prices, but it's still pointing up. It's still pointing up. The stock is taking a breather. Taking a breather, taking a breath first before trying to push higher. I think that is fine. That is a sign of a healthy uptrend. So if you're looking to position yourself, what levels do you want to look out for? Do you buy now? I think right now we see that 20 days moving average hasn't shown much stabilization yet. It's still pointing down. And we are in a middle of a support and a resistance. Right? A little bit of a no man's land. So then maybe you don't really want to buy because your upside towards maybe 275 is insufficient, and then your downside, if it breaks below the 240 is a little bit too much. So you don't want to be caught buying in the middle of a support and a resistance. You want to buy, try to position yourself closer to a support. If you see that 20 days moving average start to flatten out or even better, pointing up. All right, so I'll just turn on that trailing support. Right, that trailing support. Sorry, that box is covering. Can you see that prices right here on Tuesday where we had that hammer candlestick pattern had actually tested that trailing support within that same day itself, went below the trailing support, and then prices or buyers came in to push prices back up. All right, so I think this is a potential buy zone. That 250 to that 255 level, there is a potential buy zone with a rather tight stop loss, I would say, potentially under that 250 psychological level. There is where potentially you want to place a stop loss. If the prices really head down lower, you want to get out first. All right, especially when your cost price right now is about 264. Your losses wouldn't be that wide just yet. All right, better than you hold and then the whole trend start to reverse and then now you're stuck holding Sheng Siong for a very long period of time. All right, so we always got people saying, "Oh, I'm a trader. Once the price go down, I become a long-term investor." No, you don't adopt that mentality as well. We want to have a clear plan for each counter. All right. Alternatively, if will prices head down back towards the 250 level for you to buy, I don't know. Nobody will know as well. You could also position yourself to be a little bit more aggressive. If prices break above that 275 resistance, right, to form a new support. Does it mean that if the price break above 275, you immediately get in, you immediately position yourself, immediately place a stop limit order to buy when the prices breach 275? No, I think you could wait for a few days. All right, a few days of confirmation that 275 has indeed given way, and there is a new support, and that is when you can position yourself to get in to ride that upside towards $3. All right, and by then your position of 264 would already be making some profits. Right, so if you are able to turn on that 1GT, that trailing support and resistance, that trailing support would already maybe be looking something like this. Start to shift that stop limit orders up as prices start to head higher, and then eventually, either way, you will be getting out of the position with profit. So I think so far so good. I think there's no need to rush to sell. Definitely, I think your losses are still pretty capped as long as you have a plan. What happens if prices continue to weaken? But is it good to buy at a lower price? I think that is a very generous statement. I think you have to wait for confirmations that you could buy or you could continue to accumulate these stocks. Okay, so I think that is for Sheng Siong. Hopefully that is a little bit more insight. All right, it's near the trailing support right now, but I think the buy zone not really very close to the buy zone. You're still don't have much upside towards 275, and your cost price is about 264 as well. 264 plus 259 divided by 2, I think there's about 262. Not much difference in your cost price as well for increased exposure. So I think maybe don't position yourself just yet. Continue to monitor first. Wait for that 20 days moving average to flatten out a little bit, show a bit of sign of consolidation. All right, so I think that is for Sheng Siong. I'll now pass the time to Jia Yi to cover one of you guys requested stocks as well. Jia Yi, please.
Okay, thank you, Bervin. Thank you for the detailed analysis on Sheng Siong. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, pull out my chart. Okay, so I'll be covering on this stock Venture. So I think Monica was asking about Venture. Mentioned that she bought above the current price for a while. Time to sell, or is there more upside? So I'm not too sure what was the price, but no, based on the current price, I think now it's about 14.78. And also, if you bought at above the current price, could be around that 15 levels, I'm assuming. So okay, maybe let's look at the chart wise, how the trend is like as for now. So actually, if you look at the long term wise, the 100 days and the 200 days, which is the red color line and also the blue color line, you can see that actually the trend is actually uptrending. You can see that now currently Venture is actually an uptrending stocks. So overall, it's still not too bad. But you can see that now the 20 days moving average, which is the green line. Just give me a second. You can see that actually now, you can see that actually now the green line is actually flattening out, and we actually see some resistance near that 15 level. You can see that actually prices touched this level quite a few times, but wasn't able to break above this key resistance level. So I would say that currently there's some resistance near that 15.15 cents. Prices are actually around this price of 14.50 to 15.15. They are consolidating around this level. That's why you see that actually the 20 days moving average is actually flattening out. So to answer your question on whether is it a time to sell or is there more upside, actually depends on your trading plan. So when you first enter to this counter, maybe you have entered near the resistance, which is usually what we wouldn't recommend. We actually recommend to enter near the support level. So in this case, maybe if you previously entered near the support of $14.50, that might be a better entry level so that you have more upsides. And but to answer your question, whether is it time to sell or is there more upside, I would say currently prices are actually consolidating around these 14.50 levels to 15.50. So I would say it's not a rush to sell. And just let me open up the trading support. So you can see that now the trailing support is also near that 14.50 level. So I would say prices, as long as prices are able to stay above this key support level of 14.50, you don't see any 1GT bearish signal. For now, you can actually still continue to hold it. But I would say if prices were to break below this support level of 14.50, you might want to actually consider to cut loss. But if prices were to be able to break above the key resistance of this 14.50 level, just doing some simple projection upwards, from the 14.50 to 15.50, you can actually see that there might be more upside toward that 15.80 level, or even that $16 key resistance level. So I would say currently, if you are holding this counter, you can actually consider to set some alerts if prices were to break below the support level of this 1450. You might want to actually sell away and stop loss, or if not, if prices were to actually break above this 1550 level, you might actually want to hold it a bit longer, as there's more upsides towards the 16 key resistance level. Yeah, so hopefully that answers your question, Monica. Yeah, if not, I'll pass my time back to Joey.
Yep. Okay, thank you so much, Jai. All right, great analysis there on Venture, guys. Take note of that very key resistance level that Jai had mentioned, right? $15.15. All right, I think if that breaks, I think we may even see a new bullish signal. All right, okay. Now let's go into the next stock, and that would be asked by Lam. Mr. Lam, hope you're still over here, right? Let's see, Yangzijiang Shipbuilding. And by the way, guys, just want to apologize, up front if we cannot cover all your stocks. I did a quick count. There's more than 55, 57 stocks that all of you have put in the chat. You can count as well. All right. We unfortunately we cannot cover all of it. So we have to come like this going through. Hopefully we pick your stock. If not, you can join us in our next AMAS session, maybe next year. All right. But I just want to apologize if we cannot cover all the stocks. But thank you so much for just typing it in the chat as well. And we will do our best. And one of the things I want to say is that, as I say, right, at the end, me, Bavin, and Jia will share with you 3 top Singapore stocks that you guys might want to put in your watch list for more upside. Okay. And in fact, some of the stocks that you all type in the chat, it's actually what we want to cover. Okay. So yeah, of course, we will not cover again. I know it's like double time, right? So yours could be the top Singapore stock. So if you purposely never cover you, make sure you stay all the way to the end, because maybe yours is the top stock at the end. Okay, Ken, just want to share that. But if you really, really never cover and yours is also not the top, right, then very, very sorry, right? Hopefully, we can cover your stock the next time round. Okay, let's go to cover this stock called Yangzijiang Shipbuilding that's asked by Lam. Okay, you missed selling at a high of $3.58. I think the high over the past 2-3 months, I would say, yep, about 358. I mean, let's put resistance at about $3.60. Quite clearly. Look at this, touch, come down, touch, come down. In fact, last week also touch, almost coming down a bit, right? So 360 would be a psychological resistance level. All right, let's just go through very quickly for Yangzijiang. I say, I've already turned on the one good trend pro indicator in terms of the bullish and bearish signals, right? Whereby, as I say, in seconds, you can turn it on, you get an opinion on what to do, to buy or to sell. If you see a bearish signal, then of course don't go and buy lah. Okay. If you see a bullish signal, then of course you feel a bit more confident lah. Does it make sense? Well, all right. So let's turn it on, and very quickly you can see for Yangzijiang pump all the way up. Watson got two bearish signal. And what happened? You go and buy, then good luck to you lah. Right, all the way down. All right. So don't buy lah. I think there's some. Some is February. I think some shipbuilding fee or what introduced by the US. Donald Trump say something. Okay. But anyway, look at this. We got bullish, all the way up. Does it make sense? What? That's when you want to get back in, when you get a bullish signal plus some other confirmations. You see what I'm saying so far? All right. But quite clearly, when we got a bullish signal, the short-term trend, the green 20 days moving average line also started to turn up. All the way up. Okay. Let's take a look at what's happened over the past 2 months. So we headed to this $3.60 resistance. In fact, we got a bearish signal coming out. What does a bearish signal means? It means that we have broken some of the key support level, like the trailing support. So if you can turn it on for you, you can see right over here, there's this trailing support that actually followed up, flat up, follow, boom. We went below it, right over here. And that triggered the bearish signal, right? It doesn't mean it's going to crash, but it just means, hey, all this while for the past 4-5 months, we've been above the trailing support. You're given it the space to be above now, right? So if you are good, you should be above lah. But you still go below, it's something a bit shaky lah, not so strong really, right? We are indeed seeing some heavy selling as one confirmation. I say one, not 2 or 5, one only, right? But if we get another confirmation, we get another confirmation plus 2 plus 3 more other signals or confirmations that it's really going down, then of course not so good lah. All right. But in this case, we got a bearish signal where the green line was actually just flat, maybe pointing up a bit, and nothing much. All right. So it's still okay. We got a bullish signal coming out. All right. So back to your question, any fresh bullish signal to warrant a hold on this stock for further upside in the near future? So what I guess is that you are holding on to the stocks still, because you mentioned you did not sell somewhere near the high mark, so came down a bit, right? So you're still holding on to it. Can it hopefully have a new bullish signal? Can it maybe go even higher, right? Let's find out. So I'll say right now, I would say I'm a little bit more bullish. Why? Because if you ask me over here, maybe a bit more cautious. Okay, let's maybe monitor a bit first because the bearish signal just come out, right? Monitor a bit first. But over the past 2 months, well, it seems like some bargain hunting came back. We got a couple of higher lows coming out. In fact, these are some of the support levels. It used to be about that $3.20, but I think now maybe a bit higher, $3.30. Maybe now support maybe $3.40 is a bit of a higher supports have been found over the past 1 to 2 months. So that's a good sign of strength. It means that buyers are coming out to defend, to buy the stock at higher prices. It doesn't go back down to the previous high, it doesn't go back down to the previous low, right? It go down a bit, then buyers buy it. Go down a bit, then they come out and buy it, right? And then go even higher. That's what we like. That's a sign of strength. That's a sign of strength, right? So that would be why I like this stock a bit more compared to when the bearish signal actually appeared. So we got a bullish signal. Support have been a little bit higher, as I say, from like about 325, now maybe about 340. Let's take a look at the green line. So the green 20 days moving average line, you see, I would say it's flat. Then after that, now starting to point out a bit, right? A little bit, right? So in order to get one final confirmation, right? Very simple, right? I would say we want to break the 360. So back to your question, right? What would be kind of like a bullish signal that could warrant a further hold on this stock for even more upside? Well, I think if we break the 360 resistance, right? In fact, you can see that I've already set some alerts. Look at this right over here. 364. All right, 362, 364, 363. All right, in fact, let me just set one more now, right over here. So this is what we call price alert. I would want to be alerted if we do break the 360 pump, 361 done. So that is where I think if we break 360, of course, we look at some other confirmations like the volume and candlestick and all that, some of the price actions as well. We could potentially see the next phase of upside, right? Targets could then be revised all the way to $4. If, I don't know when, don't ask me when, but if we break the 360 resistance, that is what I'm looking for. I think that would be another new confirmation that we're indeed trying to push higher. We would even see potentially a new 1 GT bullish signal as another confirmation as well. And I think that is where you want to be alerted to hopefully write more, to write even more profits, all right? And, maybe take some profits near $4 or $4.20, up to you, all right? But so far, it looks good. We just need to clear this psychological $3.60 resistance that we have been trading below for about 2 months now. All right, so that is for Yangzijiang Shipping. I hope that helps. All right, let me pass on the mic to Bervin to cover the next Singapore stock. Bervin?
All right, thanks, Joey. Okay, so next Singapore stock. Hi, Roland. Hi, welcome back. So please review AtValue Technologies that we bought in at 0.061. All right, I remember, Roland, last week I owe you stock coverage because we didn't manage to cover your stock. So delivering it now. Okay, so here we go. We have AtValue Technologies. All right, AtValue Technologies. I think so far, I say if you are bought in at 0.61, it's been very, very recent. So maybe the start of this week or the end of last week, you probably have just bought in, right? Right. So I actually see that just a word of caution, right? Because this is more of a penny stock, right? It's trading at cents, not 64 cents, 6.4 cents. So you got to be a little bit more careful when you're trading stocks like this. But position is too big, as prices move, the volatility is quite high. You could end up with losses without proper position sizing. Right? So position sizing is very, very, very important, especially for stocks like this as well. All right, so we actually see quite a big up move. Previously, it wasn't just trading much. It was just pretty much moving sideways. I think since 2021, not much move. I think the most recent move came from when prices broke above or held above that 2 cents. Right, that 2 cents resistance at that point of time. All right, got 1 GT bullish signal that actually came in earlier on in May, but I think that true up move actually came in only a few months later in August as well. All right, briefly consolidated. Right, Roland, it just consolidated very tightly between that 2.5 cents and 3 cents level. All right, for about a month or so before heading higher. Right, it found a temporary support. They found that support around that 4 cents, 0.4 cents level. And then after that, prices breached that key psychological 5 cents level. And that is where we are at right now. All right, that 5 cents level gives way. And then let's just do a little bit of a projection right here. Oh no, so I think it had just most recently broken above resistance, right? This previously was a resistance plus about a week back. I think that is when you had actually tried to time your entry as well upon that breakout. I would say nothing wrong with that entry. Nothing wrong with the entry, Roland. I think, in fact, I'll agree with you if you are looking at the 20 days moving average, the red line at the 100 days moving average, and the blue line, the 200 days moving average. It has all started, or it's all still pointing up. In fact, we have a recent 1GT bullish signal that has actually came in. Right, it has actually came in right there on the 9th of December earlier this month. Right, so where is the nearest target? Where will I place the nearest target? Right, the nearest target will be placed. I will place it right around that 70 cents level. That 70 cents level would be where you could potentially see sellers coming right in. All right, sellers coming right in. So right now you have already entered, and you probably have a sell target price, a sell zone that you actually want to take some profit as well. But here we go. If prices are able to say break above that 70 cents level, I think the upside towards the 80 cents definitely would be there. So firstly, you would like to set up some alerts, I would say, above that 70 cents level, maybe 72, 73 cents, just to get that confirmation. Great. All right, but now we got to protect your downside. You got to protect your downside, because as long as you protect your downside, your upside will take care of itself. I'm more worried about the downside than the upside typically. So right now, you can just turn on that trailing support and resistance line. Where is that trailing support currently at? That trailing support is currently about that 50 to 53 to 54 cents level. 53 to 54 cents level. I think that is where you could potentially place your stop limit order. So let me just zoom in a little bit right there. You can actually place your stop limits order maybe about 2 to 3 bits, or maybe up to 5 bits, I think, below that trailing support would be ideal. So let's just say we placed it at about 52 cents. All right, and prices continue to shift up, or continue to move up. Start to shift up this stop limit order for sure. All right, start to shift up this stop limit orders for sure. But what happens? What happens if prices move a little bit sideways? All right, it had happened in the past. In October, it had just been pretty much moving sideways for a little bit as well. You can see that the moment it starts to move sideways, after the prices briefly, or after that trading support briefly moves up for a little bit, it will start to flatten out as well. So it doesn't mean when you start to see the prices just moving sideways, you keep your stop limit order at 52 cents or something like that. You need to also monitor that trailing support to see if it flattens out. And once the momentum picks up again, that trailing support will start to shift up again. So I think that is where you want to be a little bit more cautious, right? A little bit more cautious, because why? Like I mentioned at the start, this is more of a penny stock than anything right now. So you want to make sure that your downside is clearly protected while you continue to ride the upside. All right, nothing wrong to take some profits close to those resistance, 80 cents, 90 cents. Nothing wrong as long as the trend continues to look good as well. All right, so Roland, hopefully that helps your position for AtValue. You just got in, so I think it's time to start monitoring, time to set up that trading plan. All right, okay, so I think I'll pass the time now back to Joey first to cover the next stock. Then maybe Joey can, after that, we'll see, pass back to me or pass back to Chai. All right.
Okay, sure, no problem. Let's go ahead to cover the next one, right? And AtValue Tech is done. Let's see what is next. So as I say, guys, there's a lot of stocks. We're doing our best. Hopefully, we can cover your one. Okay, we try. Next one would be, let's see. I would say next one would be this stock called Hongkong Land. All right, Jimmy, I hope you're still over here. Jimmy 6255, Jimmy Wong, right? Buy Hongkong Land H78 at US 4.96. So you bought it, all right? I would say $4.96. Oh, that's pretty good, right? I think if you're looking at the price, 496 Hongkong Land, right? H78, yeah, correct, H78, right? 496, maybe somewhere near $5, maybe somewhere around here, right? I'm not too sure, right? That for more than 2 years, maybe you got earlier or 2 years ago, I don't know, right? But based on this price, based on what I see, is about $5 right over here. That was in May. Right? Now, back to your question, how far can it move? So I think you are holding on to it. It has gone up. Now it's $6.97. So not too bad lah. You're definitely making some money, okay? But how far can it move? Can it go even higher? Can you make even more profits, right? Let's go ahead to find out. So I would say the long-term trend for Hongkong Land is not too bad. Look at the red 100 days moving average line and the blue 200 days moving average line. Right? You can see that both of them are pointing up. The red is above the blue. So long-term trend up. We get one confirmation. Not too bad. These are definitely stocks that we want to think about positioning ourselves. In fact, this was one of the stocks that we, I think a couple of months back, right? Or maybe over the past weeks as well, we have sent out a note to our clients in Phillip Securities since the beginning of the year as well on this stock, Hongkong Land. As I say, guys, if you want to get some of those ideas by WhatsApp live daily as a client in Phillip Securities, like many of our clients over here are joining us, right? You might be just scrolling through YouTube or Facebook, or perhaps on my email list, or perhaps subscribe to my YouTube channel, right? But you're not yet a client, right? Like what do I mean by client? Okay, basically, guys, is a client just means that you have a free trading account under me in Phillip Securities, where I'm a broker, right? So you need a trading account to buy and sell stock, right? But if you have a trading account and then you got the app to log in and then buy and sell some stock, right? But nobody, no service one, right? Nobody call you, nobody WhatsApp you, nobody provide you any idea, video training, WhatsApp you, nothing. Find out how you can become one to get some of those ideas for free. Yeah, for free at no additional cost. All right, you pretty much pay the same as whatever you're paying when you're trading, right? But at least got some service, link is right in the chat. Click on it. Okay. Now, Hongkong Land, as I say, one of the top stocks that we like as well since the beginning of the year. We sent out a note to our clients. You can see that. Okay, let me go to turn on the 1GT Pro indicator to see if there are any bullish or bearish signal amount. Maybe we got bearish one also. Let's take a look. Pump. There we go. It gives us an opinion in seconds. So I'll not go too far. We can see 24 pump all the way up. I've got a bearish signal, it went down a bit. I think the bullish signal actually came in right over here in April. There we go. All the way up. How many percent would that be? 47% in 4 months. 47%. Then we got a bearish signal. So when you see a bearish signal, then 47% take some first. I'll get it out. The green line also start to point down. Get out first. Wait for a re-entry to get back in. All right, did it come? Yeah, finally, right? Okay, we got a new 1GT bullish signal, right? The green line that was going down for like maybe 1 over month finally also started to turn up as another upside confirmation. And there we go, right? So not too bad. I would say that for Hongkong Land right now, we are definitely looking more bullish than in September, October, whereby we got a bearish signal and the short-term trend was down. Now it seems like all the confirmations are aligned. The long-term trend is up. The short-term trend is up. We got a bullish signal. I would say in order to push even higher, right? Well, we would need to break this resistance level right over here. That would be the $7.50 psychological resistance. How do I get that number? Well, essentially you can see right over here in September, right? We actually headed all the way up. Quite a bearish candle. So I mean, in a day, right? It was actually a bullish green candle. But what happened? Sellers came back and pushed it all the way down. This is what we call a bearish candlestick. All right, whereby we got a long upper shadow. It just means that buyers won in the morning, right? But sellers came back and pushed it all the way down. After that, we started to trade lower. So as we approach these levels, right over here, anything near the $7.50. Right? Anything near 750. All right, it could be 745, 48, 47, 46. Near here, that is potentially where we could see some selling pressure actually coming out. So you can take some profit near that 750, nothing wrong, 745, 48, 42, 40 something, right? 49. Also can, because like I said, that is where some selling can come back. And now we are what? Now we are 6.99, which is still a bit far off. I mean, haven't really reached this zone, but it's what we call a sell zone, a heavy supply zone, whereby sellers could potentially come back again based on what we've seen in September. So nothing wrong to take some profit over there. But what I'm looking at is that would there be a potential for us to break the 750, right? So you can see I've set some alerts, right? 753, 754, ding, ding, ding. And I can tell you guys, if we were to break 750, I mean, I would get alerted, right? And we may even have a new bullish one GT signal that could potentially lead the next phase up, maybe all the way to 8 to maybe even that 850 level. So this is definitely one of the bullish stocks in our watch list. We have sent out a note to our clients. Yeah, I think you can put your watch list, right, Jimmy? All right, and the rest of you as well, you can put your watch list. How far can it move? I have no idea how far it can move. It could be 850, it could be 9, it could be 10, 11, 12, I don't know. Right? Nobody's able to predict when the stock will go to what price by what date. Nobody. But what we can predict is that if certain things happen, we do this. We have a plan, we get out. If it goes below this level, if this signal come out, we get this confirmation that's going down, fine, we get out. But if everything still looks good, then we continue to hold, continue to ride, and hopefully make more profits. Does it make sense, All right, so that's what we can do. Okay, Ken? So that is Hongkong Land. I hope that helps, Jimmy. Let me pass on the mic. Let's see. Jia Yi, ready, right? Let me pass on the mic to Jia Yi to cover the next Singapore stock. Jia Yi, yours. Go ahead.
All right, thank you, Joey. Okay, so I think I'll be covering this stock asked by Adeline on CSC Global. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, so for CSC Global, we can see that the trend is actually uptrending. We see that 100 days, 200 days moving average is pointing up. So I think Adeline said that bought CSC Global at 0.85, advised to hold or sell. Okay, I think if you bought at 0.85, it should be around, I think, this level, maybe around this area where you actually bought in previously. Or actually looks like a good price to enter. It looks like now you're actually having some profit. Now the price is around 0.925. Just give me a second. Let me change this. So actually you can see that now the prices actually previously couldn't break above the 88 cents resistance level, came back down a bit. Then afterwards on November 11, it actually broke above, tried to break above the 88. And on the next day, it actually went up to the $1 level. So you can actually see that now the $1 level has some resistance, which is also the psychological resistance level. Prices actually tried to break above this price for quite a few times. See that actually tried to break above about 2-3 times, but couldn't break above. And actually now prices actually came back down, slightly moving towards the support. So I would say now currently there's some support near that 0.88 to 90 cents level. You can see that the 100 days and the 20 days moving average is also starting to point down, and maybe you might see that if prices were to able to stay above this 88 cents to 90 cents level, you might see that prices might actually consolidate, move sideways, and maybe afterwards it might continue to go up near the resistance, or if not, it might break below the resistance support level. So I would say currently at this level, 100 days moving average and 200 days moving average is still pointing up. The long-term ones is still uptrending. If you are thinking of holding or selling, I would say for now, it depends on your trading plan, whether when you enter, what was your trading plan, what was your take profit level. Currently, prices are still holding above this 88 support level, and there's also no 1GT bearish signal yet. There's a 1 and 2 bullish signal that's still in play. Let me just turn on the trailing support. Can you also see that actually the trailing support is also near the 88 support level? So I would say currently prices are still consolidating, starting to slow down a bit, but it's still staying above the 88 cents level. But if prices were to break below this 88 cents level, you actually might see a 1GT bearish signal coming out, and you might see that there's more weaknesses towards the next support of maybe around that 76 level, or maybe some psychological support level around the 80 cents level. So I would say currently, if you want, you can actually hold. But if prices were to break below this 88 cents level, you might want to consider to just secure profit just in case prices were to continue to break down and go towards the 80 cents level. By then, if you were to previously enter at 85 cents, by then if you hold until the 80 cents level, you might be on some losses instead lah. So good to secure some profit before it start to show some weakness and continues to break down. Yeah, if not, I'll pass my time I'll pass my time to Bervin now.
All right, okay, Ken, thanks, Jai. All right, so that is for CSE Global. I think something to watch as well. All right, so next up, okay, here we go. John, hopefully is still here. U11 is UOB. What price must it cross for 1 GT bullish signal to reappear? Observe that the 20 days moving average has flattened. All right, okay, great observation there, John. Let's see. Is the 20 days moving average, has it flattened? No, pointing up, in fact. Not flattened already, it's pointing up. But what does the overall trend actually look like? All right, so very quickly, we actually have one GT bearish signal, 1, 2 bearish signal that are actually still present or still in play right now. I think if you compare UOB versus OCBC versus DBS, you'll find that UOB, I think this year has been pretty much, let's go to the start of the year, somewhere here. All right, 3rd of Jan to today. I think not much difference lah. Prices start there, end here, in between. Yes, we move quite a little bit, but we start end at the same, almost at the same price. Yes, a little bit of dividends coming in throughout the year. So if you are bought at the start of the year, you have received some dividends, but if you're looking for capital gains, not much, right? Pretty much stable. I think you're looking at DBS, OCBC, you'll find that the move is a lot more attractive. Okay, so what price must it cross to see a new 1 GT bullish signal? All right, to cancel out that 1 GT bearish signal. So what you're waiting for, what you're actually asking is the reversal into an uptrend still playing out? Right, is the reversal into the uptrend still playing out? Right now, I would say that yes, there are initial signs. There is initial signs that the nearer term strength is picking up. Right, prices have rebounded from the 33.5, 33.50 temporary support level. This was where prices have rebounded in June as well. Right, we managed to break above once again that $34.50, 33.5 to about 33.30 to about 34.5 level. That is where the resistance was previously at. Prices have recaptured that support. We're currently over the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days holding above this support now, but we are consolidating. We are consolidating very, very close to this support. All right, we actually see not much movement, not much price movement. It's been rather stable. All right, a little bit of a bearish candlestick right there, but nothing actually playing out. That 100 days, 200 days moving average, I would say still pointing down. It's still pointing out. Zoom in a little bit. It's still currently pointing down, not flattening out just yet. 20 days moving average, yes, was pointing up. I think now what we want to actually look out for would be a stabilization of the longer term trend. But does it mean that it must go up to $36? No. It could mean that prices are entering a consolidation phase. All right, so if we just want to look for some signs right here, we still see that there are lower highs forming. So we want to wait for this lower highs formation or this lower highs pattern to be broken out first before we position ourselves, because you don't want to be caught in a downtrending stock. Yes, they always say you buy any of the 3 Singapore banks, nothing will go wrong. But that doesn't mean you want to lose money in the meantime, right? And there's other opportunities that you can actually go out for. All right, so I'll just turn on that trailing support and resistance right now. The trailing resistance, where was it? Where is it right now? That trailing resistance shows up when we have a 1 GT bearish signal. Trailing resistance is right now about at $35. 34.98. 34.98 right now. Where, let's call it $35, but where would we see a new 1GT bullish signal come in? We firstly would have to wait for that trailing resistance, right, to give way. If it doesn't give way, you are still pretty much kept under that dynamic resistance. So just now remember, like Joey, like Jai have said, that trailing support is a dynamic support. That trailing resistance is a dynamic resistance. So as prices head down lower, that trailing resistance will head down lower. A break above that trailing resistance would mean, or could potentially mean, a shift in sentiment. So a shift in sentiment with prices breaking above $35, does it mean that we could potentially test that $36 level? Yes, potentially. But does it mean it must break through that $36? Not necessarily. It could test at $36. We could see selling come back once again, because this was where sellers have consistently came back 1, 2, 3, 4 times at that $36 level already. All right, so John, I think first alert that you want to set up an alert where you can set up what we call like a technical alert, a new buy or sell signal. Right? Of course, I don't want to see another new sell signal, but I want to see a new buy signal, a new 1GT bullish signal come in, and then maybe potentially that's where you come back and examine the stock. Do we start to see the 100 days, 200 days moving average start to point up, flatten out already? Is that 20 days moving average, has it crossed above that 2 longer term moving averages? Are prices showing strength? Then the other alert you may want to set up above that $36 level, maybe 36.1, 36.2. I think those are good levels to actually set up alerts at as well, to let yourself know that UOB had finally, broke out of that consolidation phase and is in a new phase of that uptrend, or a new uptrend is actually forming. All right, John, hopefully that helps for UOB. Pass the time back to Joey now to cover the next requested stock. Joey?
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Bhavin. Let's move on and let's see what will be the next one. I think the next one will be this. I think a few of you are asking about this stock called Samudera Shipping. The code is S56, S56. I've not really covered this stock for a while, but let's go ahead to see, right? I think kind of Samudera Shipping. Is this break up above $1? All right. Can we add more? Right? So now it's 1.01. Right? Yeah, indeed. Yes, broke above the $1. Should we add more? Is it going up higher? We'll find out in a bit. I think let me just pull up another comment that was asked on Samudera Shipping as well. Let's see. I think we have HOLS 7583, right? Holding 20 lots of Samudera at 0.865. Now it's 101. Okay, good. Make money. Yeah. Okay. Now 1.01. Correct. Can take profit or hold for more upside. Please analyze. Thank you. Okay. So I think a few of you are asking about Samudera Shipping. So I thought, why not just cover it? Very quickly, you can see that I've already turned on excuse me, right? The 1GT Pro indicator. This is the bullish and bearish signals, right? So if you turn it off, then it's like nothing, right? Once you turn it on, you get an opinion. There we go very quickly. Bearish, all the way down. Of course, don't go and buy when you see a bearish signal. Just want to be a bit more cautious. You want to wait for that reversal signal to come back in. What I mean by reversal signal there? This one, all right? Pump, all the way back up, right? How many percent would that be, right? So from here to here, 28% in 5 months. Okay, ma. All right, 28% in 5 months. Get out, take some profit. If you see a bearish signal, the short-term trend was down as well. Get out, all right? Well, we got a new bullish signal coming in as a good initial first confirmation that we are starting to see some strength coming back. But let's see, right? What about the green line? Green line. So long-term trend, the red and blue, no problem. So long-term trend is up. Red above the blue, both pointing up. So okay. But the short-term trend, you can see, was like a bit flat, then a bit down, a bit more. But over the past 1-2 weeks, it has started to turn back up. Does it make sense, everyone? All right, so to turn back up, does it see a bit of a reversal? Some bargain hunting have came back. We have pushed away from that 90 cents to 92 cents support level. So not too bad. Now let's take a look at this resistance level. So let's see, right? Hold up, son, right? Yeah, we mentioned that $1 where we have broken above the $1. Sorry, not. I think that was another of you was commenting, but essentially we have broken the $1 psychological resistance level. Kenneth, right? Is this a breakup over $1? Can we add more? So not too bad, right? I'm glad that you actually mentioned this because $1 will be what we call a psychological resistance level. We have indeed tested it a couple of times. Let me show you what I mean, right? Look at this, right? It was actually a support level in August, all right? We broke down, there we go, the green line turns down. We retested it again. Look at this, right over here. And when we retested it, we actually got a pretty bearish, I would say, reversal candlestick, and we pushed away from it. We went back up and we neared it and we again pushed away. Same thing, last week went up, again pushed down again, right? But the past 2 days, never pushed down. How come? I mean, right? You know, every time you go there must come down, right? Come down. But today we went above it. I mean, the market haven't closed yet, but as of now, we are like kind of like above it, 1.01. Does it make sense? All right. So definitely some signs of strength. That could be what we call kind of like a price action confirmation that we are indeed attempting to break that $1 psychological resistance level that we have been staying below since September. You see what I'm saying, Saban? All right. And that could be a good thing if we were to stay above $1. All right. So today, I mean, now it's only like 12. Okay, now it's lunchtime already. Okay. Yeah. So basically, let's say after 5 p.m. or so, right? The market closed and we close for the end of the week. You know, you close above $1. We close at 102 or 101 or 103 lah. Okay. That would be a good thing. It shows that we have seen finally after 2-3 months a break above that $1. That could be more bullish. Okay, and the next thing would be this $1.05. Look at this, 105 would be the next near-term resistance level right over here, whereby we tested it in July, even in August as well. Right, so I think $1 to 105, these are all very key levels, but definitely looking to be a bit more bullish above $1 already. If the 105 were to give way, different story, even better. Okay, so $1 given way, hopefully end of the day, as I say, right? By 105 next week or next week, we go above it, we stay above it, we may even see a new 1GT bullish signal. Right? That could potentially lead the next phase of upside. All the way to 110 to 115, 120 targets could then be revised even higher again. Right? So this is Samudera Shipping. Not too bad. All right. It was a bit boring. I would say somewhere in August, September, came down, got bearish signal. The past like 2-3 months or so, like moved sideways a bit. But right now, with this move above $1, I think it could be poised to hit even higher. All right, it could be the start of something meaningful, you know, to the upside happening again. Cool. So that is for Samudera Shipping. I hope that helps. All right. Now let me pass on the mic to who to cover the next stock. Let's see. Right. Bavin or Jai?
Yep. I can cover the next stock, and perhaps after that, you can recap what stocks we have covered, and then we go from there. All right. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. Alex, hopefully still with us this afternoon. Sorry. InnoTek bought at 0.725, currently in a downtrend. All right. Agree. We see a little bit of a near-term weakness coming in. Don't know 1GT signal, red 1GT signal has come out. No bearish signals have come out just yet. Is it? It is right on the trailing support now. Hold, buy, average down, or sell and cut loss. Wow, there's 5 options right there that you can actually play out. Okay, so here we go. Do we buy, sell, average down, or cut losses? All right, so I believe when you mean sell, you reduce some exposure, not 100%. Then your cut loss, it means you let go of 100%. All right, so let's see. Right now, I think for InnoTek, I think not much can be said other than prices have indeed retraced. Right? Retraced, tested the 0.765, let's call it 0.77 resistance. 1, 2, then third time came close, and then we saw weakness actually coming in. All right, so very, very similar to those tech counters that you're actually seeing over in the US side. A little bit more volatility actually coming in. Some of the key supports are being tested as well. It looks like it's the same for InnoTek. There's a little bit of a sell down that's happening over the past 3 weeks since the end of November. All right, that immediate support, previous immediate support, I mean, about that 0.65 cents was broken. Immediate support of 0.65 was broken, and prices are consolidating right under this new resistance level, this support turn resistance level. Where is the next support level? Previously, I've drawn this support level right here, it was previously a resistance tested way back when in June of 2024. Recently in October broke above this level, this 0.55 to 0.56 support level could be where prices are potentially heading to if that weakness continues. All right, so the key point here or the keyword here is if that weakness continues. So Alex says that prices are right on that trailing support. Right on that trailing support as prices are consolidating just under a resistance. All right, so if that trailing support gives way, right, that is when a 1 GT bearish signal could come in, showing confirmation that that weakness is continuing. You start to see that trailing support just moving sideways, not much going on. All right, so at this point, what do you do? All right, Alex bought it at 0.725. 0.725, right around there. So let's say he bought it about a month back. Right, so just doing a simple projection downwards, if that 0.625 trailing support is broken and Alex places his stop loss under this level, maybe about 4 to 5 bits below, that will symbolize about a 16.5, maybe 16 to 17% stop loss, or 16.5% loss as well. All right, so I think right now, yes, it's good to consider to what is your stop loss, but I think maybe not so good to consider to average down, especially when we have a 1 GT bearish signal potentially coming in. All right, so I think that 0.55 level could be where we start to see buyers start to accumulate again, but it's still too early to say. So I think, Alex, I think first thing you want to monitor is whether prices are really able to hold above that trailing support. As long as prices are able to hold above that trailing support, I think your upside towards 765 could potentially still be present as well. Right? So, but where would prices head to, or where could prices head to if the 0.765 level gives way? I think the upside towards the 0.88 level could be where you're watching for. Maybe even potentially that 90 cents level could be where the next upside target could be. But I think firstly, I mean, not to sound like a broken record as well, firstly, you need to wait for that 20 days moving average to stabilize. And I think you want to watch out if that 0.65 level is able to be recaptured. All right, you want to look out for some bullish candlesticks to come in. Bullish are not bearish. I think bearish candlestick, you should see that trailing support get broken already and head back towards that support of 0.55, which is where that 100 days moving average is currently at as well. All right, so I think a break above that 765 is potentially where another 1 GT bullish signal could head back or could show up as well. But I think for now, I think there is definitely nearer term weakness, but that longer term trend still remains intact. All right, so some of the key levels you want to watch out for. Have a plan. Definitely don't want to be caught, if prices start to trade downwards, or that weakness or that continued selling pressure is still present. All right, Alex. All right, so now I will pass the time to Jia to actually cover the next requested stock for us.
Okay, thank you, Bervin. Okay, before maybe I cover the next stock, I'll just do a quick recap on what are the stocks that actually we covered. So I think Joey started off with S&P 500 and STI. Then I think the first stock that we started with was LHN. Afterwards was followed by Bumitama Agriculture, Marcopolo Marine, Sheng Siong. Then afterwards I covered Venture. Then followed by Yangzijiang Shipping, AtValue Tech, CSC Global, UOB, Samudera Shipping, which was covered by Joey, and just now Bervin actually covered about InnoTek. So I think these are some of the stocks that actually we covered just now previously. So if you guys are asking about this stock, no, we actually covered this already. So if you're interested, you can actually look at the replay afterwards so that you can see about the analysis on your stock that you have requested for. Okay, now let me do a next stock that's covered. Let me just check. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, I think the next stock that I'll be covering will be on Sembcorp. I think Doug was asking about Sembcorp. And I think previously I saw someone, Kunan was also asking about Sembcorp. I bought Sembcorp at $6 and holding. Any upside? No, just at the first glance of this counter Sembcorp, no, this counter actually previously was actually very strong back in start of the 2025. Actually, the prices actually went up from around the $5 levels, and it actually broke above that 550 key resistance level, which actually was tested quite a few times previously back in 2024 and also in September 2024 and 2025. And actually prices broke above this 550 level, and also it went up to the 780 resistance level. So I would say for Sembcorp industry, no prices no now actually are showing some weakness. You can actually see that no the 100 days and also the 20 days moving average is actually pointing downwards already. And you can see that the 200 days moving average is also starting to flatten out and also starting to point down. So I would say previously there was some support at this $6 level, which prices was able to stay above for a period of time back in September period, and prices came back up near the resistance of 660, but no, it was not able to break above this key resistance level of 660 and came back to the support of $6. But afterwards, the next few days, no, it actually came back down, break below the $6, and we actually see that now there's a resistance at the $6 level. Not only that, we also see that actually there's no 3-1 GT bearish signal. So actually that's not a good sign. No, it means that actually there's selling pressure, and you can also see that no, based on the moving average, it's also showing weakness lah. So to answer Kunan's question, no, you bought Sembcorp industry at $6 and holding. So is there any upside? No, I would say for this period of time, you can see that no, the short term and the mid term is actually showing weakness. So I would say for now, no, it might continue to show. If it continues to show weakness, it might go back to that 550 key support level, which it broke above back in Feb 2025. So I would say currently there's some resistance near the $6 level, and no, the support level might be around that 550. So if prices were to continue to show weakness, no, I would say best is to have some stop loss plan. So it depends on your risk appetite. But if prices continues to show weakness, you might want to cut loss and wait for prices to stabilize first. So if prices will continue to show weakness back to that 550 level and maybe stay above this level, you might see that prices might slowly come back down and afterwards consolidate around this level, stabilize before going up. So if prices were to recover after, if it's able to stay above the 550 support level, you might be able to see whether you want to enter back by then. But I'll say for now, based on the chart wise, the 100 days and the 20 days is actually showing weakness, and the 200 days is also starting to flatten out and might continue to show some weakness. So best is to have some stop loss plan in mind if prices would continue to show weakness. Yep. If not, I'll pass my time back to Joey to cover the next stock.
All right, thank you so much, Thierry. All right, very good analysis there, right there. All right, on this stock Sembcorp industry. So you can see, guys, we got not one, not two, but three 1 GT bearish signal. So when you see not one, not two, but three bearish signal, then then you still ask whether got any upside. It's like a bit opposite, right? So we basically very simple, right? When we see three bullish signal, okay, so the question is that when it's time to get out, we get out. When we see a bearish signal plus some other confirmations, we want to get out as well. Cool. All right. Okay, let's go ahead. Maybe we can go one more round, right? Then I'll pass on to Burby, and then Burby will pass on to Jai. One last final round, guys. Hopefully, we can cover your stocks. Then after that, we'll go to the bonus stock that me, Burby, and Jai like. All right, that you could put in your watch list at the end. As I say, maybe your stock might be one of those that we like. That's why you never cover it. Or maybe it's not also. I don't know, right? So later you can find out. Stay all the way to the end, and that's where we'll cover three bonus stock you might want to put in your watch list for potentially even more upside. Now, let me go ahead to cover the next stock, and I would say, let's see, that would be this company. Let me go ahead and share my screen right over here. OCBC, right? OCBC Bank by Lam, right? But before that, let me just quickly pull out one comment, right? I think some of you are asking like, Dark comment. Side question, if I'm an existing Poems client, so even the account in Philip Securities is awesome, right? Any way to still be a client under Joey, under me? The answer is yes, definitely, right? So I'm glad that you have an account in Philip Securities, right? Good. But you would want an account to be under me. So the answer is yes, you could still have a new account under me. All right, just reach out. My team will be able to explain a bit more on that as well. How to have an account under me. The answer is 100% yes. All right, so link is right in the chat. Click on it, fill up your details, your name, contact, blah, blah, blah. Let us understand you a bit better as well as to where you're trading, what experience, but and then my team will reach out. Comment, all right, and all of you over here as well. As I say, if you do not have an account under me in Philip Securities, if you're not getting any of our ideas, like WhatsApp videos, private trainings, articles on daily basis by WhatsApp, check it out. We do have some services for clients of mine in Philip Securities at zero additional cost. You do not pay anything more, just to be 100% clear. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. So click on the link. The chat is right there in the chat already. All right, I think I've found it, right? And my team will reach out to you, okay, to give you more details. You can ask questions and all the stuff, right? We are real people, okay? Okay, let's move on. OCBC Bank on a fantastic uptrend, indeed, right? In fact, this was one of the stocks that we actually shared with our clients since like last month, right? Last month when we broke a very key level. I'll come to that in a bit, right? But indeed, on a very fantastic uptrend, right? Looking to buy to ride the rosy upside. Good. I mean, of course, last month will be even better, but now already went up a bit, right? But I think it still looks good. It still looks a bit more bullish, all right? Is it wise to enter now? We can take a look at some of the levels where one could think about getting in as well, all right? But this OCBC Bank, I would say right now, since November, would be one of my top plays. In fact, we have sent out to our clients of ours in Philip Securities by WhatsApp, and compared to the other two banks, I think Bobin covered on UOB. Probably we don't have time to cover DBS today. I think nobody asked about DBS. Maybe have also, I don't know, right? But OCBC for me would be one of the most bullish for now, right now, all right? Not right now. I mean, in fact, since last month, right? Where we broke this key resistance level. Let's take a look at this level, right? You can see that for OCBC, right? If you've been following me in our AMAS session, I think a lot of people also ask about OCBC and all the banks, right? We have been kept below this psychological resistance level. So if you followed me in July, August, September, October, right? We have been below this $17 psychological resistance since like beginning of the year. Every time we touch, we come down, cannot go above $17. In our AMAS session, you can see in August, in September, October, also in YouTube, you can take a look at it. The replay is there. People ask about this, right? I mentioned we need to get past the 17 resistance. We need to see a new bullish signal coming out. And finally, it did, right? Right over here, to be exact, on the 6th of November, 4th or 5th November, right over here, we actually finally broke the 17 psychological resistance level, right? And there we go. The upside momentum actually came back, and we started to push from 17 all the way to $19.57 right now. All right, let's go ahead to, let me just remove all these things. Let's go ahead to turn on the 1 GT Pro indicator to see the bullish or bearish signal. So I'll not go too far, but you can see, right? A bullish signal in November last year, all the way up. We got pump, bearish signal that was, or April, everything came down. Like Trump got this tariff thing, right? Came down. A bullish signal came out in April. There we go, all the way up to bearish signal for about a week. We came down. But look at this, right? Let's just zoom into October, as I say, right? October, November, when we broke this 17, well, we got a 1 GT bullish signal coming out as we approach that 17. I haven't break yet, approach it, right? But another one came out when we broke, right? As another confirmation. And when that happens, you can see that the green line that was actually going sideways, a bit boring, all right, started to point up as another confirmation. But now is it still pointing up now? Now still pointing up lah. Does it make sense? All right. And there we go. That's the reason why I say we have been covering this stock. I mean, we have sent out a note to our clients on WhatsApp. Some of my graduates or my mentees as well who have access to the very same tools that we have. They could see these signals as well, right? And the reason why we like it was because we have a couple of not one or two, but at least 3, 4, 5 confirmations that it's starting to move up. The long-term trend is up, the short-term trend is up, and we have pushed even higher. So we have broken the 17. In fact, we got a bit of support coming out around $18. We're consolidating. But recently, right, in fact, over the past week, it was like up, then down. We tested the $19 for a week plus. Look at this, right, below 19. But just last Friday, all right over here, we went above that $19. I'm not too sure. I think maybe I got my team to send out a note as well on the 18 December or maybe last week right over here when that happened. And we have pushed out even higher, right? So I think it looks pretty bullish right now, right? $19, let's go ahead to remove all these line resistance from 18 to 19 would now turn into a support level. So I would say $19 would be a new psychological support. Targets potentially psychological to 20, right? $20. So back to your question, right? So I just given you guys a very big kind of like a run through of what has happened to OCBC, in terms of why it is one of my top bank, I would say, among the 3 local banks, probably my favorite one right now since like November when it broke the 17. Okay, but back to your question, right? Is it wise to enter now? Well, I would say that, of course, if you enter over here, it's better, right? I mean, based on the bullish signals we have come in over here, 17% in about 2 months plus, okay, that's cheaper, but I don't know whether it will come back down for you to buy, okay? The point here is that we have gone even higher, we have broken a resistance, we have pushed even higher, a resistance has turned to a higher support, and buyers are coming out to defend that new support level. So it looks pretty bullish, right? As long as we stay above $19. In fact, today, it seems like we have kind of like gone above the 1950, 1950. Right now it's 19.57. So we are even kind of like, attempting to find a new high as we move on each day. Right? So 1950 over the past 3 days, we touch and come back down. Today we go above it again. Right? So attempting to push a bit higher. So I think not too sure whether you will dip, but if it does dip a little bit, maybe to near 1950 or what, it could be a good entry to write even more upside all the way to 20, maybe see a bit of consolidation. If 20 were to give way, I think that's where targets could be revised even higher. It could be kind of like a catch-up play to DBS that is more than $55, in terms of the upside. I think this could offer much, much more upside as well. Cool. All right. So that is OCBC Lam. I hope that helps, right? In terms of OCBC, not too bad. And then, I think it looks still quite bullish still, right? In terms of all these bullish signals still playing out as of now. Let me pass on the mic to Bervin to cover the next stock.
All right, thanks, Joey. Okay, so very quickly, let's go through 2 more stocks. Here we go. So, Benny, hi, Benny. So, hi, Joey. Looking to buy Sanli Environmental. Is current price a good entry level? Thank you. Thanks for being so polite. Let me just throw Sanli up onto the screen right now. We can see that, yep, for Sanli Environmental, I think what really caught my eye was that one GT bullish signal that actually showed up in June. Actually, if you just do a little bit of projection up to here, second 1 GT bullish signal come in, and then the bearish signal actually come in. That's still a 200% upside, over 200% upside. All right, so is there more upside? I think is the question that Benny is also thinking about. All right, so that's why he's thinking about an entry, right? Is the current price a good entry level? All right, so before that, let's take a look. What does the trend say? What does the trend look like? I think definitely that 100-day, 200 days moving average still showing strength. Right? It's still pointing up. Right? That 20 days moving average. As prices sold down from there or sellers came in for profit taking close to the 0.35 resistance, the 35 cents resistance, that 20 days moving average started to slope down as well, and as prices started to consolidate, their moving average started to point back up again. So is the current price a good level? The trend shows that currently there is some strength present, longer term trend, shorter term trend is present. But however, we are very, very close to a resistance, Benny. We are very close to a resistance. We are very close to the 0.35 resistance. So this is where those people who want to take profits could come in as well. All right, they could come in as prices approach that 3.5 level to actually push prices back down. That's what we mean by sellers actually taking control. So I think what you gotta consider is, would you be okay? Would it be okay to actually buy a little bit higher? buy a little bit higher. So you're positioning yourself to be a little bit more aggressive, right? You'll be a little bit more aggressive in if prices break above that 0.35 level and manage to hold above it. So not just break, you got to break and you got to hold above that 35 cents new support. And then I think that's where you can potentially position yourself for a little bit more of an aggressive entry where you can potentially see that upside towards maybe about 43 cents first. All right, so if prices are able to break above the 0.35 level, you could also potentially see a new 1GT bullish signal that shows up, because currently there is a 1GT bearish signal. That trailing resistance is under that 3335 level, is currently about at 335. So if prices are able to break above this level, that is where potentially you could see a new 1GT bullish signal, and that is what we call renewed strength. All right, so I think can be a little bit patient, and if you are okay to buy a little bit more expensive, I think that would be a potential level for an entry as well. But that doesn't mean you buy that and forget about it, don't look at it, put in the fridge. No, you gotta come back to set up a trading plan. If your entry is perhaps close above that 3.5 level, maybe 3.55, 3.6, have a stop loss. Maybe just under that 3.5 level, maybe 3.35 or a 3.30, something like that, depending on where that trailing support is currently at that point, just to keep your losses kept, keep your downside kept as well. All right, because no one is to say that sellers cannot take control above that 3.35 level as well. But I think definitely, when I think so far looking good for Sanli. The longer term trend is in play, the shorter term trend is in play. Just that I think at the current price, if you get in, you may start to see sellers actually start to come in. I think not too good as well. I think you don't want to be stuck holding onto this position, and that immediate support looks to be about that 2.6 level. So from there to 2.6 is already a 18% downside, and if that support gives way, that downside could be extended even further. All right, so I think just to be a little bit patient for Sanli. All right, so that is a very, very quick one for Sanli Environmental. I'll pass the time now to Jia to cover the last requested stock for today before we hop onto the bonus stocks. Jia?
Okay, thank you, Bervin. Okay, let me just cover. Okay, so the last stock that I'm going to cover will be DBS. Since we covered two bank stock already, might as well cover the last one. So I think just now Ray was asking about DBS, and I also saw John asking about DBS. Would 54.95 to the 55.15 level be a potential buy level? Okay, let's just look at the stock. So I think DBS is also one of the common traded stock in Singapore, one of the top banks. For DBS wise, prices are usually slightly more volatile as compared to OCBC. We can see that for DBS, the 100 days and the 200 days moving average is pointing up. Also, the 20 days moving average is also pointing up. Prices previously actually was consolidating around that $50 key resistance level. Back in August, prices was around this level. Then actually broke above back in September, came back down to test this level again, but managed to afterwards stay above and went back up. So now prices are actually going up higher. We can see that recently, I think Joey also covered about this stock during for his clients. It's also one of the counters that he mentioned. So actually DBS broke above that $55 key resistance level back in just a few days back, I think around 12 December, and there was a 1GT bullish signal that actually appeared afterwards as well. So you can see that now DBS actually have not one but 2 and 3 1GT bullish signal. So it means that now there's a buying pressure, buyers are coming in, there's a buying interest on these stocks. We can actually see that near term wise, there's some resistance maybe near that 56 resistance level. But I would say overall, this counter actually is still uptrending and is coming back down to that 55 support level. So I would say it's near a support level, and if you are considering to buy near this zone, no, it's actually a good area or zone to buy since that it's near the support level. And if prices were to be able to break above that 56 level, no, the next target might be around that 58 resistance level. No, from here, no, if you buy around the 55 level, go up to the 58 level, no, it's about a 5.28%. But no, if prices were to break below this 55, key resistance, key support level, no, you might want to actually consider, to have some stop loss plan as well if it continues to break below the 55 support level and show some weakness. But overall, I would say based on the chart wise, currently this counter is showing uptrending and it's also quite strong. So if you're looking to buy near this 55 zone, it's actually good to consider lah. I hope that answer your question, John. If not, I'll pass my time back to Joey, who'll cover about the first bonus stock.
All right, thank you so much, right, Jia Yi. And there we go, guys. We have pretty much, I would say, covered, I would say, a total of like 16, right? 16 Singapore stocks for today. So hopefully, as I say, we have covered your stock. Our apologies if we have not covered your stock, right? There's more than 60, I think now 70 over stocks already today. All right, so hopefully you can join us in the next AMAS session, all right? And we look forward to see you again, right? But right now, very quickly, we'll go ahead to move on to the next part whereby I will share with you the top stock that you could put in your watch list. Me, right? I will share with you one stock, but we will share with you, and Jia Yi will share, so a total of 3 Singapore stocks, right, that you guys could put in your watch list as well for potentially more upside, right? So the very first stock would be right over here, and let me just go ahead to share my screen. Okay, very good. All right, and this stock is none other than SATS Limited, right? SATS. The code is S58. I think this plays the banner up, right, for SATS name, right? SATS right over here, trading at $3.73, right over here. Why do I like this stock? Well, this stock has been in my watch list, I would say, since like May and June. In fact, we had a couple of bullish signals coming out. It was a bit boring over the past few months, but it now seems like it has woken up a bit and potentially could lead to more upside momentum faster already, right? After resting for the past 2-3 months. So very quickly, let me go ahead to turn on the bullish and bearish signals from the 1GT Pro indicator. As I say, right, this is the tool that we've been using. This is the tool that I've been using to analyze your Singapore stock. Same thing, right? The same tool that I use to know when to get in and get out as well on the top bonus stock, right? So you can see we got a bullish signal. I'm not going to go too far, but you can see bullish, pump, all the way up, bullish signal, all the way up. This one we got pump, 3 bearish signal. You still want to hold, to keep, right? No lah, right? Get out lah. You can see all the way down. Wait for the time to get back in again. Wait for the stock to show its hand again, right? For a reversal signal to get back in. Does it make sense so far? Did it come? Well, it did. Pump, rebounded. Well, we got a bearish signal. It went sideways. Bullish signal went up. Bearish signal went sideways. So a bit boring, as I say, over the past 1-2 months. But over the past 1 week, right? Yeah, I think this was one of the stocks that I got my team to send out as well on WhatsApp. As I say, guys, I think we've been repeating ourselves. So if you want to get these ideas by WhatsApp, like on SATS and OCBC and some of the stocks which you guys were asking about, daily by WhatsApp, the link is right in the chat. Click on it, right? Register, key in some of the details. My team will reach out to you as to how you can have a free trading account under me in Philip Securities, just to get a bit more service and more ideas to actually act on faster. Okay, so you can see, over the past week, well, why did I cover it? Well, we got a new 1GT bullish signal actually being triggered. Right over here, to be exact, it's on the Monday, 15 December. Today is 19, right? So it's like the past Monday lah. We broke the resistance at $3.60. Look at this, right? So 360 was where we were in October. That was where it became boring, right? Went down, we neared it, came down, but finally we go above the 360 plus a new 1GT bullish signal plus the green line also start to turn up. Does it make sense? All right. And are we still above 360? The answer is yes, but you don't go up and come back down, and of course not counted, but you go above it, you stay above it, you get all these bullish confirmations coming in that shows the confluence of all the other factors all pointing to more upside. And that's exactly what we're looking for. All right. And there we go. All right. So we have pushed up to about $3.73 right now. I would say the next upside target would be around here at about that $4. Why $4? Because that was where we were in October, November last year. So about 1 year ago, all right, we are like back to here again, right? I mean, that is the potential upside target lah, whereby, you know, we have headed there in October last year. Now, potentially, that is where we could see some selling pressure coming back again. So anything near $4, like 3.92, 95, 98, 94, 97, that's where some selling could come back again. So if you take some profit near there, nothing wrong. I mean, you take some profit, okay? I mean, like say from here to here, also about a 17% upside. So I'll probably take some profit near there if I want, right? I mean, near $4, nothing wrong, right? But if you I say take some, I never say take all, right? Because it still looks bullish, but you take all, then go up, how, right? So take some, nothing wrong, right? Put some money in your pocket, right? But if we do break the $4, I think that's where further entries could be taken, a bit more aggressive. We could see targets being revised all the way to 440. Maybe even the new bullish signal might appear as well. Does it make sense, Bob? All right, so this is SETS Limited. One of the stocks that we covered since beginning of the year, since April. We got bullish signals. We sent out a note to our clients in Philip Securities by WhatsApp a couple of times. Still looks good. Anything above 360, maybe I could just turn this red line to green in color because now it is a support level. All right, I think anything above 360, it still looks pretty bullish. All right, so let's see how far it can go before we see a new, right, 1GT bearish signal. Okay, so let me pass on the mic to Bervin to cover his bonus stock for today. Bervin, yours.
All right, thanks, Joey. All right, so that is set. So I think maybe I want to show my bonus stock. Let me just put up my banner right there. Okay, so my bonus stock for today will be DFI Retail Group. I mean, I believe a lot of you guys here are pretty aware of this company as well. I mean, it has been quite a while, right? It's been quite a while. It's just been, you know, pretty much under the radar, I would say, pretty much under the radar because it has just been trading under that 250 level. Not much strength, only seeing strength come in towards the later half of this year. So I think just now somebody was also asking, I think Heng Tiong was asking, I entered DFI, I entered based on 1GT on 9th of October. Prices seem to have hit the resistance at 410. Should I take profit now? All right, Heng Tiong, hopefully you're still here. Unfortunately, we didn't want to cover your stock just now because it was one of the bonus stocks lah. So hopefully you are still here to join us and to see whether, you know, prices have indeed hit its resistance. Could it potentially, you know, pull back or could it hit higher? All right, so I think we got the most recent 1GT bullish signal showing up for DFI right here on the 9th of October as prices were heading up towards that $3.60 resistance, right? Tested the resistance once, twice, and on the third try, it managed to break above. But here's the thing. So it broke above, but it did not consolidate. It did not consolidate at all. Right, so first day it broke above on the 4th of December, it broke above 360. The next day, subsequently, it broke above the $4. It came close to that $4 level. Right now, I would say that support, the immediate support would be about that 390 level. About that 390 level with that consolidation range happening between 390 and 420. Right, 420 was where sellers actually came back in after 3 days of really bring profit taking had to happen already. All right, so I think that is where Heng Tiong was also looking at, where sellers have actually came in. So hey, nothing wrong. Firstly, nothing wrong to actually take some profit. All right, so right here we also see what we call like a doji candlestick, a little bit of indecisiveness among the buyers and the sellers. So that's why we see prices just moving sideways, tapering down a little bit. You know, not much price movements happening, not much price actions happening anymore. All right, so I think Heng Tiong, I would say the immediate resistance is right around that 420 level rather than the 410 level. I think if you want to take some profits, if you're looking to take some profits, I don't think you have to take 100% of the profits just yet. If you want to take some, yeah, I guess it's fine, you know, take some of the money, enjoy the holidays. But the longer term trend and the shorter term trend are still aligned. right? They're still aligned. We still see that 20 days pawning up, 100 days pawning up. All right, a little bit of candlestick actions could be better, but as of right now, we still see that support zone still holding up, right? The 390 to maybe about that $4 level. I would say that would be the ideal support zone to actually monitor to see if buyers actually came in. And in fact, if prices pull back a little bit, that could also just be an opportunity for you to position yourself to accumulate even more. Right? I think this is a level that, I mean, if you guys want to note it down, or you can set some alerts on your counter, on your charts as well, that if prices approach that 390 to about that $4 level, you want to be alerted. That is where potentially you could position yourself for an entry. All right, so where would the next upside be? What would the upside look like for DFI? Let's just do a simple projection, right? That 390 to 420, 420 move up. That upside towards $4.50, that 450 psychological level would potentially be unlocked if that 420 level gives way. So I think since that up move from June up to now, it has been a pretty good up move, but there is only still one GT bullish signal. So potentially a firm break. What I'm saying is a firm break and hold above that 420 level. You could see continued strength with a new 1 GT bullish signal showing up as well. So I think DFI, I think still looking good so far. I think it has recently started to come into our watch list as well. Started this year. I think it will still continue to be in our watch list, but alerts have been set up on our end as well to just get ourselves alerted towards the next move in this uptrend. All right, so that is my bonus stock for today, DFI Retail Group Holdings. I mean, if you guys want to know, the stock code is right there as well. It's D01. Now pass the time to Jia to cover his bonus stock for today, and then maybe Joey can help us to do a wrap up for today.
All right, thank you, Bervin. Okay, just give me a sec. Okay, so the last stock, the bonus stock that I'll be covering on will be on city development. So I think this counter was covered quite a few times previously by Joey in his WhatsApp broadcast as well. And I think there was someone asking about CDL as well. I think ABC was asking, it has been moving up for the past few days, thinking of buying. What would be a good entry zone? Okay, just give me a sec. Let me change back to the banner. Okay, so for this counter CDL, we can see that this counter actually has moved up quite a bit since around May and June. The prices previously was actually showing some weaknesses only until back in later part of the year. We can see now after it broke above that 550 resistance level, which was actually tested quite a few times previously. It managed to break above and continue to show more strength. So we can see that now the 100 days and 200 days and also the 20 days moving average is also pointing up. Prices actually continue to show strength, and actually back in August it broke above the 650 level and consolidated around this 650 to $7 level. And also back in August it actually broke above this key resistance level of 7, and afterwards it became a support. So only back in just maybe just last week, the prices actually broke above this 750 resistance level, which actually was tested quite a few times previously. So it was actually consolidating around this level of $7 to 750, and managed to break above this 750 back maybe just on 17 December, just actually 2 days back. And actually on that day when it closed above this 750 level, there's a 1 GT bullish signal that actually appeared afterwards as well. So you can see that this counter actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1 GT bullish signal. It shows that the strength is there. It continues to show strength, and now you can see that there's a resistance near the $8 psychological resistance level, which back in 2020, this was a level that was being tested but couldn't break above, and actually it came back down. So I would say now it's actually near the key resistance level of this $8 level. no, I mentioned about this stock doesn't mean that you have to buy now. So this counter actually, the support level, I would say it's currently at this 750 level, and the resistance is actually near the $8 psychological resistance level. So I would say if prices if prices are not able to break above this $8 level, you might see that the price might come back down back to the support level of 750 and maybe stabilize around this level. Or if not, it might also consolidate around this 750 to $8 level before it actually breaks up above this $8. So usually we always say that it's not recommended to buy near the resistance level. So I would say if you are looking to buy for this counter, 750 might be a better support level to enter if you are considering to enter, or if not, if you're more aggressive and you want for it to break above this $8 level. So if prices were to be able to break above the $8 and stay above it, this might be a new support level. Let me just change it to green color, which might have more upsides towards the 850 or even that $9 resistance level. So I would say for now, it's near the resistance level. Just wait for a while more. Maybe if prices came back down to the 750 level, you can consider to enter some. Or if you're more aggressive, wait for it to break above the $8 psychological resistance level before entering. Yep, so I think that's all for city development. If not, I'll pass my time back to Joey.
All right, thank you so much, Jia. And that would be the 3 bonus stock, right? The first one that I covered would be SATS, right? SATS Limited, Bervin covered on DFIRG, right? And Jia covered on City Dev, right? City Development. So the 3 bonus stock. How many of you got value, right? How many of you got value in today's session, right? Not just on the bonus stock, but also on the stocks that you guys were asking about. Type of V for value, guys. I want to make sure all of you get value today. All right, finally, I'm back after 2 weeks. So very good to see a lot of familiar faces. I want to acknowledge all of you for just staying with us all the way to the end. All right, thank you so much, Jiejin. Hi, Benny, Jared, Tina as well, Zikro, Ivan. Good to see you here as well, Jared. All right, very good. Jimmy, yes, I think I completed the stock, right? Dave, Kevin, Angkui say as well. So great that all of you got value. I would say we've come to the end of I would say this is the last. I think, yeah, this is the last, maybe the last one, right? Last AMAS
Yes,
for
so this is the last one for this year, 2025. Doesn't mean it's the last AMAS, we're still doing
You have,
2026.
right? not to worry, right? But now I would say we are in like 19th of December, so next one will be like Christmas. So I think we'll be resting for take 1 day off. I'll take 1 day off, guys. Next Friday, we'll take a day off. It'll be the last one, but we'll be back in 2 weeks' time on the 2nd of January, 2026. So hopefully you guys can join us again. Good to see you here as well. Benjamin, Eileen, Lily as well. All right, Styler, Colleen, Aiden. All right, awesome, right? So the next one, the link is right in the chat. Click on it. You can join us live on YouTube as well as on Facebook. We're both live on YouTube and Facebook. Do join us. Hopefully we cover the stocks that you guys are asking about as well. All right. And one thing I want to say, guys, is that as I say, we've talked about all these ideas, the stocks that you guys are asking, even the bonus stock that we share. If you want to get some of those ideas much faster, by WhatsApp, right? By WhatsApp, find out how you can become a client of mine in Phillip Securities. All right, the link is right in the chat. Let's place it there again. All right, for the final time, get some of those ideas so that you can act on it faster than the time it takes for us to do a session on Friday. It might have gone up a bit already. All right, for those who are clients, great. They are kind of like sitting on profits, then they are thinking about what to do. Right, so link is right in the chat. And one more thing I want to say is that today we don't have the time to go through your strategy, all right? We don't have time to go through my strategy on the one good trend, right? Or the one good trend pro indicator. So we actually kind of like 6, 7 confirmations to know exactly when to get in and when to get out. We get 4 out of 7 or 4 or more out of 7. That's why we take a trade, right? We build a plan, we get in, we get out, right? So you can find out more about the entire strategy. You can attend a free webinar. We don't have any webinar this few weeks or this year. Next one will be next year as well. Link is right in the chat. Click on it. That's where you will come to this page right over here. Let me just go to show this page right over here. You come to this page. There we go, right? So I think the next webinar will be on the 6th of January, 2026. You see the dates right over here. Click on the link in the chat. You'll come to this page. Check out what will be covered. And I look forward to sharing with you more about the entire One Good Trend strategy, and perhaps how you could also have access to this tool, right? This indicator that we are using, right, to analyze your stocks, to guide us on exactly when to get in, when to get out as well. All right, so that's it. All right, that's it for today. Wishing all of you Merry Christmas and a fantastic, happy, blessed New Year as well. All right, and we look forward to see you next year in our AMAS session. All right, so bye everyone. Let me just acknowledge you. Thank you. Merry Christmas, Ivan. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
You say, yeah. Bobby Z, anything to add before we end today's last session of the year?
I think I just want to thank everybody one more time. All right, I thank everybody one more time for the support that they have for us throughout this entire year 2025. All right, so if you guys are not clients of Joey yet, I think you know what to do lah. Okay, so if you haven't, or if you want to attend the webinar to kickstart your 2026 on the right note, I think we have just placed the link in the chat one more time. All right, so we will see you during the next AMAS, and for those of you who are traveling, safe travels and
Safe travels.
happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Okay, thanks.
Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
All right, we look forward to a bullish 2026. Hopefully, we'll be even stronger. All right, I'll see you guys next year. Bye-bye. Bye.